into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Can't help myself out. I've actually got to do a little bit of a dance.
Are we hyping ourselves up for the Wednesday?
Yeah, no, we're there.
This is how we do
Middle of the
it.
week, baby. It's that high point. This is the peak, the pinnacle of your life, and then you just coast to the weekend. It's going to be a beautiful Wednesday morning. Welcome to it. My name is Graham Richards.
My name is Jamie Domberg, reporting live with duty on this Wednesday. Are they even ready? I'm even excited to let you guys know who is in studio with us this morning.
Okay, give us a clue. Give me a clue.
He's a singer.
Okay.
He's a songwriter.
Okay.
He is a dog owner to Trump and Macy.
Wow, that's quite specific when you say, like, give me clues. No, we know who it is. We love him. We haven't seen him in ages, and it looks like he's taken up a career as a professional rugby player. He is here. Brendan Paper is in the house. Yay! Oh, we haven't seen this amazing young man for, it feels like an age. For me, certainly not since kind of pre-lockdown. Cannot wait to catch up with him. Clearly, the arms are still being trained, so we're going to do a bit of an arm workout with him, put him in the kitchen, make him sing, play games, everything we can. Not to make you afraid, dude, of anything. But it's going to be awesome. It's going to be
For sure,
great.
and as well as catching up with him about his experience as a guest judge on Colour My Plate with Koo. And then, of course, he's here to sing, guys. He is a singer, so we are going to be testing out his singing ability. But also, yes, we are going to make sure that the biceps are working today, putting through all the work. I love it for him. I love it for us as well.
Now that he's quaking in his boots about what to expect, you can connect with my other bae this morning who's looking dashing. He's cutting...
Look at that biceps.
Look at that. It is smouldering on that side of the studio. Wow, it's a bit hot there, eh?
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi. I just want to say you two look super sharp. In fact, Jamie's top, as you could see. Hi, Bo! It's one of those things. It's great. It really is. But today's going to be an exciting show, as you know. But we always want to get more from you. We want to actually ask you on social media one question, all right? Because we want to cook your dishes on the show. So I want you to just tell me that little question over there. It's simple. We want to cook your dishes, of course. Share what your favorite meals are, and we could be making them on the show. I would love to be in the kitchen with like Chef Clem or somebody cooking your dishes and say, hello, it is Auntie Daphne's acne that we are cooking on the show. That would be a dream for me. So please send it through to the Facebook page. We'd love to know exactly what that is. And I can tell you it's going to be pure bliss to actually cook them. I might even add yogurt to the dish to give it extra body. Just an idea, but this is, of course, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Comment away on the Expresso Facebook page as we get into some news, and I can tell you it's going to be a good show today. Brendan Paper's over here, Graham's got a new haircut, and Jamie Lee's wearing a T-shirt that says, hi, Bo. What could go wrong?
Thank you so much, Mr. Wasty. And I'll start with those national news headlines first. President Cyril Ramaphosa has highlighted the devastating effects of climate change on health, the environment, as well as the economy. In his weekly letter to the nation, Ramaphosa says many South Africans are already feeling the impact of climate change, such as drought and floods. He says high levels of pollution have affected certain communities in Mpumalanga, causing increased respiratory illnesses. He also mentioned the depletion of fish stocks in the oceans and said the country needs to transition from carbon emissions to avoid the possibility of restriction of imports. And then the company that owns the bus that was involved in a fatal accident on the N3 near Ladysmith in KwaZulu-Natal, Eldo Coaches, says according to the information, the accident was caused by a burst tire. This caused the bus to veer off the road and overturning several times. 10 people, including a baby, lost their lives and 60 were injured. Eldo Coaches said it would give its full cooperation to the authorities to investigate the incident. The company also said it's doing everything possible to assist passengers. Then looking to news further abroad, a joint investment to modernize logistics infrastructure in Africa has been agreed on between the Dubai ports giant DP World and a UK development finance agency. The $1.7 billion investment will initially focus on expanding 3 ports in Egypt's Ain Sokna, Senegal's Dakar, as well as Berbera in Somalia's breakaway region of Somaliland. Now, all the ports are operated by DP World, and the partners hope the investment will help accelerate inbound as well as outbound trade for the continent. It's expected to benefit 35 million people, including those from neighboring countries. And then staying with the international news, members of the G20 group of major economies have pledged to avert an economic catastrophe in Afghanistan. German Chancellor Angela Merkel said the country should not be allowed to descend into chaos. The UN has also urged world leaders to put billions of dollars into the Afghan economy. However, so far the money forthcoming has largely been counted in millions. Pledges include a promise by European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen to give 1 billion euros to Afghanistan and to neighboring countries taking in refugees, and Merkel reaffirmed Germany's pledge of 600 million euros. And then finally, further honor for a star fine wine performer. A Stellenbosch University viticulturist and researcher, Dr. Erna Blancourt, who was the first black woman to obtain a PhD in viticulture on the African continent, has notched up another amazing achievement. She has become one of only 2 recipients from across the world of the 2021 Taylor's Port Golden Vines Diversity Scholarships. The bursary, worth a staggering 55,000 British pounds, that's more than 1,100,000 rand, will enable her to follow the internationally renowned Master of Wine program of the Institute of Masters of Wine in the United Kingdom. The recipients were announced at the Golden Vines Award ceremony in London last weekend. Lead judge Jancis Robinson praised Blanchard as a stickler for the truth, and in all, 42 aspiring black and ethnic minority students from 23 countries applied for the Masters of Wine and Master Sommelier program scholarships. The co-recipient of this huge scholarship is American lawyer Angela Scott, now based in New Zealand, and we can't wait to see what they do in this industry. On that note, that is where I wrap your 6 o'clock news headlines. G, with his brand new haircut, is standing by with a first look at the sports.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Let's start with football, and I suppose a bit of a milestone yesterday as a limited number of vaccinated fans were allowed into the FNB Stadium as South Africa played successfully, it must be said, Ethiopia in a crucial World Cup qualifier. So the game was definitely significant off the field as fans were allowed into the stadium for the first time since the start of the pandemic, and Bafana responded in kind. Now, they beat the same opponents 3-1 in their previous meeting on Saturday, then started the match on the front foot and were rewarded as the visitors conceded an own goal in the 11th minute. That proved to be enough as South Africa now top the group on 10 points. Then on to rugby. The schedule for the 2022 Sevens series was released yesterday, with the season kicking off in Dubai next month with a nice double header. The first event will be held behind closed doors from the 26th to the 27th of November, while the second will be in front of fans at the Sevens Arena between the 3rd and 4th of December. There are 10 men's and 7 women's tournaments. Spain and France also host events. The men's series ends in London on the 29th of May, with a focus after that then shifting to the Commonwealth Games in July and the World Cup in Cape Town from the 9th to the 11th of September. Then on to the 15-man game, but again, staying off the field. SA Rugby has advised the Western Province Rugby Football Union that it is invoking its constitutional power to take administrative control of the union. Experienced former SA Rugby CEO Rian Oberholzer has been appointed as an administrator who will assume oversight of the union's affairs immediately. The union has been in financial and administrative turmoil in the last few years. Oberholzer's remit includes supervision of the operational affairs of Western Province Pty Limited, that manages the professional playing teams of the Stormers and, of course, Western Province. Then on to cricket, and not the best action off the field again. So Australia's Glenn Maxwell and Dan Christian slammed online abusers following their side's exit from the IPL. Maxwell and Christian are a part of the star-studded Royal Challengers Bangalore, captained by India's superstar captain Virat Kohli, which crashed out of the tournament on Monday after losing out to the Kolkata Knight Riders. So fans took to social media to vent their anger soon after the game, even targeting Christian's pregnant partner on her Instagram page. Maxwell called the online abusers, and we quote, horrible people. If you missed any of those headlines, we'll do it again at 7 o'clock right now. Let's see what the weather has in store.
I can't get over that haircut. It is gorgeous, but it's okay. Let me focus on the weather. Now, a somewhat slithery weather-related story. I know it's strange for me to start off like this, but why not be learning? So, did you know snakes owe their success in nature part to the asteroid strike that wiped out the dinosaurs? The dinosaurs famously died out when an asteroid hit the Earth some 66 million years ago, triggering earthquakes, tsunamis, and wildfires, followed by a decade of darkness when ash clouds blocked out the sun. An estimated 76% of plants and animal species disappeared. But snakes, like some other mammals, managed to cling to life. In a new study, scientists say a handful of surviving snake species were able to thrive in a post-apocalyptic world by hiding underground and going long periods without food. Later, with little competition from other animals, they had a blank canvas to branch out along different evolutionary paths and across the world. Eventually, they evolved into 3,000 or more species strong. Now, I can tell you that is absolutely beautiful. Sometimes it's okay to take a break and just reset. There is the message behind the snake story. You see where I'm going with this? You're welcome. Now, next we move on to news of a different kind, a lighter kind, in fact. So the sunrise photos are always welcome, so please send yours if you've got a good sunrise in your part of South Africa or the world. Now, starting us off this morning is Avril Roberts-Retief from Muizenberg Beach, who is on a roll with stunning photos she has been sharing recently. We are blown away by these stunning colors stretching across the beautiful Cape sky. And then, of course, Clive Payne, definitely not a pain. Keep on sending Clive from Mossel Bay, sharing this peaceful view overlooking the ocean in his area, looking towards the mountains in the distance. We love those pictures. Absolutely incredible. Now, let's jump onto the temperatures across South Africa and cue that song, The Heat Is On. It isn't definitely, because can I tell you, Polokwane, let me start with you. 14, and you rise to a maximum of 32 degrees Celsius. Bombela, even hotter. 35 is your max from a minimum of 17. Hydrate and sunscreen Asiplif. Pretoria, 16 to 31 today. Johannesburg, quite a toasty 29 from a low of 15. Mahikeng, also nice and warm, 33, and that comes from 16 this morning. Klerksdorp, you wake up to 15 degrees Celsius, but you're up to 34 later. Kimberley, shining bright like a very hot diamond. 35 is your maximum from a low of 18. Bloemfontein, 13 to 33 today. Richards Bay, believe it or not, you are 37 degrees Celsius today. Richards Bay, you are not Dubai, just to let you know today. Now, Pietermaritzburg, same thing for you, 37. 19 is your minimum. Durban, 29 is your high from a low of 19. Mthatha, even hotter today, 38 degrees Celsius. Water and sunscreen for you, please. East London, 18 to 25. Cradock, 19 to 37 degrees. Gqeberha, 15 to 23. George, 23 is also your maximum from a low of 14. Cape Town, 14 to 23. Worcester, 31 degrees Celsius. A little later from a nice 11-degree morning. Sutherland, 6 to 29. And then Uppington wrapping up with you as always. And one of those top temperatures, 38 degrees Celsius is your maximum low of 15. Hot temperatures across the country today, so please stay hydrated and stay with your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. No, don't take off your clothes.
Quite batchy, eh?
Thank you so much. Hi, Bo.
Hi, Bo.
Listen, we are catching up with our parenting expert, Nikki Bush, about how to future-proof yourself. Also talking about how we as parents have to adapt in this very disruptive and crazy times that we're all facing. So you want to stick around for that conversation?
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I've been freaking out for 18 months as a new parent. Once over again, cannot wait for that discussion. And then we're going to have another brilliant animation from the animation school. This one's called Snail House. Hopefully that's piqued your interest. We'll see you in a mo.
Only you can make my day.
Yes, Mzansi, stand a chance of winning up to 3,000 Rand in cash prizes when you play the Maynard's hashtag The Juicy Kaboom game Fridays right here on Expresso.
Come join in on the fun and play the hashtag Juicy Kaboom game live with us and Maynard's every Friday until the 15th of October for your chance to win big cash prizes 6 weeks in a row.
Yeah, now to enter, visit the Expresso Facebook and Twitter page and comment on the Maynard's competition post of the week, and the T's and C's apply.
Juicy Kaboom!
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso. We're live on S3, and it's time for another incredible animation, and a local one at that. And let me give you a little scene setter. Now, a young, seemingly carefree boy is playing innocently when suddenly he is disrupted by his home violently breaking apart. He tries in vain to keep things together, but we soon realize that the cause of this struggle is way beyond his own control. This is the narrative being explored in the short animated film Snail House, which was created by third-year students from the animation school in 2014. Let's take a look. What power is that? And that is local. It's from the animation school, and we love what they do. We love what they create as well. And also the message in there's a powerful metaphor. So as difficult as the past 19 months have been for us as adults, it's also just as tough on children. We have parenting expert and friend of Expresso, Nikki Bush, on standby as she gives us some tips on how to parent our children during disruptive times. I think that's a good little metaphor over there to keep it together with your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
We live in such disruptive and uncertain times, and I think this past 18 months has proved exactly that. Parents, if you are confused about how to talk to your kids about uncertainty and what actions you can take to make them feel safer, then you need to listen up as we discuss this tricky topic with Nikki Bush, human potential and parenting expert, speaker and author. Nikki, as always, so good to connect with you, always coming through with sage advice that we need to hear, because it's tough out here for parents.
It really is, Jamie. You know, and parents tend to respond by overreacting. That's kind of our typical response. And what we're seeing is a pandemic of parental guilt and overprotection. You may have seen some of those pictures, and Graham, you were saying earlier, you know, you've turned into a neurotic person since you've become a parent in disruptive times. You want to wrap your children up in cotton wool. You want to get some bubble wrap and, you know, wrap them up so that the world doesn't impact on them. And I know that we'd like things to be different, but actually we have to deal with life as it is.
Next, what are those common traps that parents fall into during these crazy times of uncertainty?
Great question, Graham. And for me, I've isolated them down to about 4. The first one is that we feel incredibly guilty. You know, our poor children growing up with this life that's not ideal, you know, not our idyllic childhood that we pictured for them. And the problem with guilt is that it translates to our children as a lack of control, that we are feeling out of control. And what happens then is we're actually handing over the keys of control to them. And strangely enough, even babies get it, and they will try and control the uncontrollable, and it's not a safe space for them to be in. So if you are feeling very guilty about the way things are turning out, you are putting your children in the driver's seat, and it's not good for you and it's not good for them. The second trap is that we start feeling sorry for them instead of encouraging them to manage their own feelings of anger, fear, and anxiety. Now, that doesn't help with your baby, but certainly it does help with young children into the teens, is they need to have an opportunity to express those feelings, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But we have to be careful of not rescuing our children too much. Otherwise, what happens is they turn into hopeless and helpless young children, and that doesn't help them or us either.
Anyone, yeah.
So they start playing victim card. The third one is that we fall into the trap of thinking that the world was perfect before this disruption. And actually, Graham,
we were just in denial.
We were in denial. We talked about the stress and the traffic and the time and all those things. Actually, it wasn't perfect before, and we have the opportunity now to reset. And the final trap is that we're wanting things to go back to normal, wishing for something that's actually never going to happen, which is disempowering.
What is normal anymore? Like,
Yeah,
what
man.
is normal? But we're obviously wanting to change this narrative, and that's why we have you, the expert. How can we as parents talk to our children about the disruption and uncertainty that we're facing right now while still building their trust?
So we actually have to be quite honest and transparent with our children without being fear-mongering. We actually cannot tell our children that we're not scared, and neither can we promise them that everything is going to be all right tomorrow. And we actually have to lay out the facts quite honestly in order to retain their trust. And then we need to take time to help them when they're old enough. And we're talking about sort of 5, 6-year-olds and up, old enough to distinguish between the facts and the feelings. This is actually really valuable. So whether your kids are living through the ups and downs that are brought about through the pandemic, or we had civil unrest quite recently, you know, all of those things are scary because our kids are actually seeing things playing out on television in front of them. So we can't deny it, especially if you have that television on 24/7, on 24/7 news reporting.
Yeah.
So what we can say is something like, yes, this is terrible, and I'm worried. While I can't promise you that everything is going to be all right very soon, we can and will handle it. Now, this is very, very important for your children to hear you say. We can and will handle it. And then you need to unpack those facts separate from the feelings and all those emotions that are actually flying around. And so that means looking at what's being done to solve the problem right now. So children are very concrete thinkers. That's what you need to remember. They're watching everything, and they really do need you to help them. Like, why are we wearing masks? Why are we having vaccinations? Why are we social distancing? So what is the government doing? What are we doing? What are we doing in our homes? What is your school doing to keep you safe? So they need to actually see those things in action, because that is the way they think. It's the way their brains work.
Nix, that's why my son knows President Cyril Ramaphosa as Mr. COVID, and that is why I probably need to speak to you every morning, I think, before I go out into the big, brave, wide world out there. Nix, stick around. We're going to continue the conversation now. We are talking to Nikki Bush about parenting during these very uncertain and unsettling times.
Only you can make my day.
So a little bit earlier in the show, we connected with one of our favorites, human potential and parenting expert Nikki Bush, chatting about how to talk to our children about uncertainty and what actions we can take to make them, and I suppose ourselves, feel a little bit safer. We're going to dive right back into this. It's a crazy time, and I think as a result, a lot of us parents have been feeling a little bit underbalanced, if you will. So Nick, thanks for sticking around.
Yes, Graham. So, you know, what we can say to our kids in these disruptive and uncertain times is we can cry, we can worry, we can complain, or we can be confident that we can handle this and do what needs to be done. So this really means that as parents, we have to dig deep into our own resilience, you know, our belief that we can cope. And children really do need to hear that we're confident and we can handle this situation right now. This is the plan for right now. And if we need to create a new plan, if the situation changes, we will. And if there's one thing we've learned through COVID, is that we do need to have plan B.
Yeah.
Because how often has Uncle Cyril said, we will be going back to school on the 26th of July, and it doesn't happen. So we do need to have that backup little comment with our children. This is the plan for now, but if it needs to change, it will. And yes, we're worried, but we will handle this in the best way we can. So we have to instill our belief in our children that they will handle things, and vice versa, because they also need to feel confidence that you will take whatever action you need to take.
Nikki, do you think there are two pandemics going on right now? Is there a thing called a pandemic of parental guilt as well as overprotection? Because, I mean, we're all feeling this sort of way.
So overprotective, but I feel justified in being overprotective. That's the thing.
Well, yes, you know, in a way you are, but what you've got to remember is that parental guilt is more infectious than the coronavirus. And so you've got to keep yourself in check. Children have got little antennae that are up 24/7. And they are perceptive, more perceptive than you and I, and they know what's going on without you even saying.
Yeah.
So, you know, a quick recap of how we can avoid the pandemic of parental guilt and overprotection in these uncertain times is that you, as an adult, need to keep your perspective. Don't fall into that guilt trap. You didn't cause this. And don't feel sorry for your children. The problem with feeling sorry for your children is that you actually hold them in a victim space. And you don't empower them to deal with life as it is, not as you would like it to be. And then you've got to co-create a new normal instead of wishing we could go backwards. And here's something that you've heard me beat on about for years and years. Keep routine. Routine actually helps children feel safer and more secure. So a regular wake-up time, a regular go-to-bed time, and hold those as bookends to the day. And then really paying deep attention to your children in order to make them feel loved. And the three most important questions every child is asking every single day, non-verbally, subconsciously, unconsciously. Do you see me? Are you seeing all of them, not just their body? Do you hear me? Not just the words I'm speaking, but maybe all those fears and anxieties I can't express. And am I important to you? Where do I fall on your list of priorities? And if your children are getting 3 yes answers non-verbally every single day to their non-verbal questions, their emotional cups will be filled, and I promise you they will feel safe and secure. So that is the best advice that I can give you this morning, apart from the fact that our listeners and viewers can actually download my Parenting in Disruptive Times free resource.
Well, as my family jets off to the UK so that my daughter can actually meet the rest of her family and I sit here alone for the next 8 weeks, I'll probably be phoning you every single day, Nikki. Thank you so much. I do feel a little bit better, just putting it in perspective, as you said, but I think that's a brilliant resource and definitely one that I will be downloading. Nikki Bush, thank you so much for joining joining us. We absolutely love you.
Great pleasure. Thanks, Graham. Thanks, Jamie.
That was, of course, human potential and parenting expert Nikki Bush. We love her. Make sure to get a hold of that free resource, Parenting in Disruptive Times.
I love Nikki Bush. Honestly, that is just some pearls of wisdom that we all need. So from increasing focus and attention to improving reading and math skills, it's like a magic trick for parents.
Nutri-Kids is what we need to help us to get strong in Nutri-Kids, great for mom, way better for kids. Made with love by Clover.
I love it. So the magical range of Nutri-Kids is a great choice for moms and magic for kids. With the kids making their way back to school, you may be looking for a healthier lunch idea to get your little ones to eat more vegetables. I know it's a trying time, but you got this, all right? So our rainbow bagels have all the great taste and is a perfect item to go with Nutri-Kids Fruit Nectar Blend. Lunch boxes will never ever be the same again, especially with Chef Chumi at the helm, giving you guidance and giving you some good parental skills as she focuses on this beautiful recipe. So, Chef Chumi, hello.
Let's create magic.
Let's do the magic tricks. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rumble. Now, first and foremost, bagels.
Yeah,
Now,
well.
I think that bagels sometimes are kind of underrated because there's just something magical about a bagel. Because I think it's because of the hole in it. And I'm just saying, just because you have a hole in the middle, it doesn't mean that you're not complete. That's the message behind a bagel. So, let's go into it. Did you feel that now?
That was philosophical.
Thank you.
Philosophical.
So,
I
you
felt my
understand?
life
I'm even
change.
taking you aback right now. That's right. That's it. So we've got the bagel going. We've got a pan on heat, and I'm sure we're going to give it a nice toast over there.
Yeah.
And then, ooh, the butter's about to go down.
Before I do that, though, I want to pickle my cabbage because we're doing that rainbow layers, right?
All right.
And our kids eat with their eyes just as much as we do. So you want
Absolutely.
to invite them with the colors there. We're starting off with our cabbage, or red cabbage in this instance, and to pickle it, I've just got some rice wine vinegar, and I've also got some caster sugar. So all I'm going to do is I want these babies to sit for about, if you've got time, give it about 20 minutes because you just want all the liquid to be absorbed.
Oh,
I'm going to
nice.
let that sit there for a sec, and then I'm going to toast up my bagels.
You know, I think that pickling vegetables is probably like the best way of adding them to your diet. And I mean, that doesn't only include kids, that includes you, dear parent, as well. Because I think it's quite a thing. It's so easy to do, and you can stick it in the jar, in the refrigerator, and the vinegar is a preservative. So at the same time, you've always got these pickles ready to go with beef
Listen
or
to you.
a couple of quick dishes, or just to kind of balance the flavor on something. And they cut through richness so beautifully too.
Exactly, and you're so on point because we've got cream cheese in this dish here.
Yes.
So because of the cream cheese, the freshness of the cucumber and the carrots paired with that pickled flavor of the cabbage and then the creamy taste of the avo
I
is
love it,
heaven
hey.
on earth. So because you're so great at this, we're
At
gonna
what?
have you
What do you mean?
assemble this bagel for us, and you start with a nice thick layer of our cream cheese.
I'll do that right now. Okay, but while I do that, I just need to let you know something very, very important because, you know, Nutri-Kids has a nutritious range of for kids, actually, which includes instant medium-fat milk powder, instant medium dairy liquid blend, and low-fat dairy snacks, and the 3 fun flavors of nectar blend as well. It's something that you can use. It's a source of calcium, which aids in the development and strong, healthy bones to bring out the best in your little ones. And I mean, these bagels, they pair so beautifully with any flavor of Nutri-Kids fruit blends, and even a glass of Nutri-Kids milk. So you can just change it up as you will as I assemble the bagel.
This is the perfect
Right.
addition to your child's kaftan when you eventually have the child. Because I know my son loves to change it up a bit.
Your son is, can I tell you, your son is awesome, eh? Because, you know, just this morning, I greeted him, and he started having a conversation about life with me.
Yeah.
Which is great, and I really appreciated that. It's so nice, and I can see a lot of you.
He's very deep. He's very,
Yeah.
for a 4-year-old, you could have a conversation about changing the world. And it starts with stuff like this, dishes like this that are full of color, that are full of flavor, and that gets his mind going.
And that's the thing. And also there's got to be some interest to it. There's got to be some colors going. So cream cheese down, chef. Let's go for our next layer.
Let's go
what
with the green.
what are we feeling?
Let's do cucumber.
You want to do cucumber? Cucumber. Let's go there. So cucumber, and I want to make sure the cucumber is nice and ribbon. So I actually want to do the TV where it pops like that. So
Okay.
I want to make sure that you know exactly which side. So let's make it pop.
If you want this trick, just use your peeler. It's not rocket science. Take your cucumber, peel it off on those sides. You've got those beautiful ribbons, exactly how we did the carrots as well. Yes, let's go orange.
Let's go orange now. Oh, we see now, this is actually, the kids can help assemble this as well. You know what I'm saying? They can actually just say, hey, like, what are we doing? And I'm like, no, let's assemble a bagel. Let's go for it together.
You are making an art piece.
Excuse me?
Well, I mean,
I think you eat with your eyes first, and your kids are going to eat with their eyes too. If they see something colorful on their plate, immediately they're going to be like, oh my word, what is that? And I think that's exactly what we're trying to do, especially when we're introducing vegetables. It's got to be exciting. And I think vegetables have such a bad rep that the only way we can get them back into where they belong, which is first thing on the plate, is for us to make it exciting for our kids. That's how it goes. All right, so I've done that layer over there. Are we doing cabbage?
We're doing cabbage.
It's called cabbage for a reason, just letting you know. So we're doing some cabbage, and this is...
cabbage.
Yes.
And if you want to pack more flavor, you are more than welcome to add stuff like your red peppers, your yellow peppers, your green peppers. You can add all of that in there. And if you want them to be at least more edible, you can roast them up because they become nice and soft. And
yes, please. Cabbage is over there. Fantastic. Okay, so the cabbage is there. And then, of course, we've got our last one, which is going to be our cucumber and avo and carrot.
Look at you,
So-
masterpiece.
So, yes, I'm just trying to make sure that it looks good on camera. That's all. So if you want to get this recipe, we got it lined up for you on expressoshow.com. And, of course, or you could just DM Chef Chumi. She'll give it to you directly. Imagine that. It's not like I haven't DM'd her. That's right. That's how it goes. Okay, let me just plonk this on and let's see what this looks like. What are we thinking? What are we feeling?
We know.
Right over there.
Dinner.
Easy to do. That's right. And thank you to Chef Chumi. Try this with your kids and add some of the Nutri-Kids along with it as well. It is a beautiful masterpiece for the little ones. Give it a shot. Hey, not bad, eh?
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day.
Got the look? Brilliant. Now you can keep it, as Wall SA offers you the chance to win one of 10 Wall limited edition 18-karat gold-plated trimmer hampers to the value of 3,800 Rand each. To enter, reply to the daily competition post on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter or Instagram pages, answer the question and include the hashtag #WinWithWall in your answer. Competition closes Friday the 15th of October. Terms and conditions on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And it's about to get even more feel-good. Welcome back. Now, I can't believe this, but we last enjoyed the considerable talents of Afrikaans singer, songwriter, and good friend of Expresso, Brendan Paper, in our studio back in 2018. It feels like yesterday and a lifetime ago, and since then he has obviously continued to grow in his popularity and in his career. There in fact is no stopping this award-winning musician. But before we catch up with this brilliant young man and see what he's been up to, let's get a little taste of his latest music video, and this is for his track Op Jou Spoor.
Hier kom die donder weer en ek kan dit nie keer. Gaan al jou emmer sement en skep water om dit mee te meng. En vee al my krake toe. Ja, ek is op jou spoor, ek kan jou nie verloor nie, elke traan wat jy afvee, lei my net weer nader aan jou.
How beautiful was that, eh?
Ja, ek is op
That's how you start your
Hey,
morning.
that's it. Even
Every day.
also, Brendan was watching himself now.
Yeah, and getting weird and awkward
Hey?
about it. Please can we give a warm Expresso welcome. Brendan is here in your feel-good
Yes.
Welkom terug.
Dankie, dis
gaan
lekker
dit
om hier te wees. Lekker om te hoor jy praat Afrikaans.
Ja, lekker om Afrikaans te praat.
Ik probeer. How are you, dude? Your arms are massive, so clearly you've been training again.
I'm getting fat. Dude.
No, no, dude. It just makes me realize how much they put you through with Tropical Island of Treasure and how skinny
Yeah.
you were when you came back from that.
Yeah,
But you look
it's
happy and
stressful.
healthy. You're winning awards. You're rocking and rolling, making. Yes, I know you hate watching yourself, but awesome music videos. How are you, dude? How's the last 18 months treated you?
It's been weird. It's been really weird. In lockdown and stuff, we didn't have any live shows, and that's our main form of income. And yeah, just missing the traveling so much. And the moment that Cyril opened everything just the bookings started coming in, and we got busy.
Thank goodness.
Thank God, yeah.
I'm so happy about that because, you know, it's guys like you that I just want to, you know, you have to continue creating.
Yeah.
And the only way you can do that is if you get the income. The income comes from the gigs, it comes from those types of things, and also from us consuming the music, which is so important as well.
And you want the fans, man.
Yeah.
You want an audience.
Yeah, and funny enough, my busiest time writing was in lockdown.
Really?
So being alone with my dog at the house, that was inspiration on its own, you know.
Oh.
The weird times we live in.
So the dogs were inspired, like Trumpy and Macy, is that correct?
Yeah,
eh?
yeah.
And so how was that? I mean, you got more time with the dogs. I'm also a dog lover. I know Graham's a dog,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We're
cat lover
we're
as well.
people, man.
Dog people are fantastic. So was it really inspiring having, you know, doing a song every now and then? In the middle of it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's just me and Trumpy, especially.
Okay.
We two have been alone for 4 years now. So he's like my shadow, and he's my right hand.
It's a wingman.
And then I got Macy Kent. It's his girlfriend now. So
Oh, so
but
you
she
are the
still
third
needs
wheel.
to grow up.
that moved, but it always takes the guys a while longer than
Yeah.
the woman to mature.
Yeah.
We understand that. I think every artist we've spoken to has used this time to be creative, create new music, and that's great. But you want to be out there touring it,
Yeah.
and you want to be getting obviously accolades along the way to promote the music. This clearly didn't slow you down. Asama for 2020 earlier this year. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Absolutely brilliant. You put a lot of work into the music. How much does it help to have awards like this, to have these moments, to keep you going, to keep you inspired? Because it's nice to know that people are loving what you're doing, man.
Yeah, winning the Sama was really unexpected, but it gives you a lot of confidence. I can vouch for that, but I don't define myself based on awards and winning stuff.
sure.
I think it comes from the heart. If you really do it for the love of music, you may not always win an award or something, but maybe you can change someone's life through your music, and that's why I do what I do. Yeah, it was really, it's a luxury to win an award.
Yeah, no, well done, man.
It's deserving, trust me. We're going to hear that a little later as well. But beyond music, food. You're a guest judge. Who's colour your plate? Now, the thing is, it's the newest SABC2 reality TV show. It's fantastic. And I know that you may have some spoilers, so don't mention those. But how was the experience being one of those guest judges?
Oh, really cool. I never did something like that before.
Okay.
Especially not on TV. But yeah, there was a lot of interesting stuff that, you know, just came from the right and the left that I didn't expect.
Healthy stuff.
Healthy stuff. Healthy, and maybe some so unhealthy that I wanted to kill myself.
Oh my gosh! Yo, if that is not a tantalizer for that show, I don't know what is.
You've just added a whole element of danger to the cooking show now. Yeah. Obviously, this year is coming to a close, but it kind of feels like we're actually really only starting now. Things have woken up. What's next for you? What's the rest of the year looking like?
We're looking at a December tour on the coast.
Nice.
Always. And I just hope everything stays open for us to actually get there. But yeah, we are working on an album now for March 2022. So we're really looking forward to that. We already have a lot of new stuff that's been recorded, and we are on the single strategy for now. But I think if we have enough stuff to make an album, why not?
Do it, man. Yeah, the fans demand it.
Why not? Well, the thing is, we're just going to love having you on the show today.
Thanks.
Hopefully some of the new stuff is going to come out, but of course you want to see more of Brendan Paper. Lots of exciting things. Drama with the Coup Colour Your Plate. Beautiful music coming up. An album in March 2022. Anything is possible with this guy.
And he's touring.
And he's going to be right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
And we can't wait to hear him perform, but it is that time of the year again. Stunning sunsets await, and there's nothing quite like a fragrant cuppa to ease into the evening or into the day even. Well, we've got the perfect treat to unwind on those long and lazy summer days. A delicious espresso custard pie lavender latte just for you.
Hi friends, it's me, Sarah Langa, and today we'll be whipping up an espresso custard pie lavender latte. All you will need is your vanilla custard pie capsule, 100 milliliters of some milk, 10 milliliters of your lavender syrup, and some fresh lavender. First step would be to add your 100 ml of milk in your barista device. Top it off with your lavender syrup. Make sure that your barista device is set on the flat white setting. Once your barista device is complete, you will then take your milk and lavender syrup and pour it into your cup. Now you will put your custard pie Virtuo capsule in your Virtuo Next machine. And lastly, don't forget to style it up with your fresh lavender. And there you have it, your Nespresso vanilla custard pie and lavender latte.
That's our girl, Sarah Langer, teaching us how to make the beautiful cuppa. Of course, we've already started this. We are going to recreate this exact cuppa. Of course, Chef Tumi is still with us. That is beautiful. The fragrance of lavender into a cuppa just awakens all the senses. So I've already got us started with this. As always, I get so excited when I see the crema because that just differentiates this from anything else out there. It's that layers of creaminess, but of course, it is made from a sweet and very velvety blend of Brazilian and Ethiopian coffees. It has a well-rounded and balanced flavor profile, but of course, it is medium dark, so it's roasted Brazilian beans, and that is what develops the sweetness. But we are, of course, incorporating the vanilla flavor, and that is added after roasting. It has a sweet biscuity notes with hints of almond and vanilla, which is again going to be perfectly paired with that lavender. So you have a barista machine over here. So you're going to be starting with this first. What are you doing right now?
I've just added into here our oat milk as well as our lavender syrup. So we're getting that lavender flavor that's going to be working so perfectly with the coffee that we've got here. And we're also going to be adding a bit of fresh lavender just for that fragrance that we were talking about.
Just get this. Lavender, vanilla, custard latte mixed together. Perfect combination to get your morning started. Like I said, it's perfect for that lazy evening. Summer is here. You want that fresh drink just to take you into the evening.
And I think the one thing you could also do is, yes, we're having it as a hot drink right now. You could even make it a nice cold iced coffee just with those flavors of the lavender,
Yes.
you know?
Put your ice blocks in, pour it over, chill it out after a long day. It's working. Again, we're loving that it's larger, so you can have a bigger moment, a larger moment with Nespresso, and you can save it all up for the up-and-coming season that is coming away. How are we doing with that one? It is working. I see it's doing the thing, and we pressed flat white on this.
Yes, so you've got the options. We chose flat white today because we obviously want those beautiful layers, but you can be as creative as you want because this is what we love. We love creating flavors. We love making sure that we get the flavors and the look and the smell, because I think that's what gets you. Just the fragrance of it, when you get that, when it hits you, you already get invited to take a cuppa.
What is your favorite part of the machine besides getting more coffee?
Well, that's it.
Exactly it.
That's
More
it.
coffee for everyone. I think that's been my favorite part as well. Just knowing that you're not neglecting anything of the flavor profile. You're still getting the same quality every single time you have that cuppa in the morning. It just means more moments. You can just savor it longer. That is the perks of it all. So, yeah.
I think we're going to start with you adding our flat white, our coffee in there first, and then what I'll do is I'll top it up with our frothed milk, and then I'll add a drizzle of syrup on the very top as well. I mean,
yes.
why not?
And also
In fact, let's do this. Let's get all creative with it.
Okay.
Why
It's
not?
for the aesthetic for me.
For the
I love
aesthetics.
that.
It's
I
the
love
look for me.
And I see that you have beautiful lavender, fresh lavender from your garden. This girl is working today. Hello.
Girl, I came to work today. I came to work. So let me start, and then you'll finish it up with, there we go. And then top it up with our delicious coffee. We've chosen to use oat milk today, but you've got the option to choose whichever. You could use almond milk.
Am I gonna mess?
Good luck.
1, 2, 3.
And there she goes.
Okay, I almost did mess. Let me grab.
Did, but it's not the end of the world. The messier the kitchen, the tastier the food, I think.
Indeed, but I just want to make it look beautiful.
Of course. And there you go. And I think you should take a squiz of it. Let us know what you think.
Wait, you gotta smell it.
Yeah, awaken
I'm
the
going to
senses.
sneeze because I'm so allergic. Oh, wow. I can actually smell that lavender syrup coming through with this, but also, again, the vanilla custard coming through. Of course, what better next to do than taste it?
Well, my girl is taking a sip. Remember, expressoshow.com is exactly where you can get the recipe to this amazing drink.
Your girl's going to keep drinking this because this is beautiful. A fresh way to start that morning, a fresh way to get into the evening. But, of course, like Chef Tumi said, expressoshow.com, I'm just going to enjoy this and savor this moment.
Nespresso New Virtuo, with a single touch and innovative technology for a generous crema and unique moments to share. Virtuo, standards are meant to be broken. Nespresso, what else?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso. You're live in S3. And when you see a piano and a microphone, you know exactly what's coming through. So we have singer and songwriter Brendan Paper as our performer this morning, and he's on Expresso on the stage right now to blow us away with his first song. And this one is a little, I'm going to say a little homage to Ed Sheeran in a way, but he's going to give it that South African flavor. It's Castle on the Hill. 'Cause
was running from my brother and his friends. Tasted the sweet perfume on the mountain grass I rolled down. But I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my heart, broke it, and made friends and lost them through the years. Me and my friends have not thrown up in so long. Oh, how we've grown. But I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 19 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel is real. And we watch the sunset over the castle on the hill, over the castle on the hill. 15 years old and smoking and rolled cigarettes, running from the lawn to the backfields and getting drunk with my friends. My first kiss on a Friday night, I don't reckon I did it right, but I was younger then. Take me back to when we found we got jobs, we got paid, buy cheap spirits and drink them straight. Me and my friends have not thrown up in so long. Oh, how we've grown. But I can't wait to go home, and I'm on my way, driving at 19 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel is real. And we watch the sunset over the castle on the hill, over the castle on the hill. One friend left to sell clothes, one works down by the coast, one had 2 kids but lives alone, one's brother overdosed, one's already on his second wife, one's just barely getting by. These people raise me, and I can't wait to go home, and now on my way, driving at 19 down those country lanes, when we did not know the answers, and I miss the way you make me feel is real. And we watch the sunset over the castle on the hill, over the castle on the hill.
Yo, Brendan!
What a voice. But Brendan Paper's not going anywhere. Still has 2 more performances coming your way. But right now, it's time to have another look at those news headlines. And I'll start with those national news headlines first. The crippling strike by members of the Metal Workers Union, NUMSA, may soon be over. The union says it is examining the feedback from its members on a new salary offer. NUMSA members are demanding a general increase of 8%, and employers are offering 4.4%. Employers submitted an improved offer to the union 3 days days after the strike began last week, but it was kept quiet. NUMSA's spokesperson, Pakamile Hlubi, did not wish to confirm the new offer, but did not deny it either. President Cyril Ramaphosa has highlighted the devastating effects of climate change on health, the environment, as well as the economy. In his weekly letter to the nation, Ramaphosa says many South Africans are already feeling the impact of climate change, such as drought and floods. He says high levels of pollution have affected certain communities in Mpumalanga, causing increased respiratory illnesses. He also mentioned the depletion of fish stocks in the oceans and said the country needs to transition from carbon emissions to avoid the possibility of restriction of imports. Then looking to news further abroad, North Korea's leader has vowed to build an invincible military in the face of what he says are hostile policies from the United States. Kim Jong-un added that weapons development was for self-defense and not to start a war. He made the comments at a rare defense exhibition while flanked by a variety of large missiles. He also accused the US of stoking tensions between North and South Korea. Meanwhile, South Korea recently tested its own submarine-launched weapon. And then staying with this international news, a joint investment to modernize logistics infrastructure in Africa has been agreed on between the Dubai port giant DP World and a UK development finance agency. The $1.7 billion investment will initially focus on expanding 3 ports in Egypt's Ain Sokna, Senegal's Dakar, as well as Berbera in Somalia's breakaway region of Somaliland. All the ports are operated by DP World, and the partners hope the investment will help accelerate inbound and outbound trade for the continent. It's expected to benefit 35 million people, including those from neighboring countries. And then finally, a bull elk in Colorado finally freed of bulk around its neck. An elk roaming the hills of the U.S. state of Colorado with a tire around its neck for 2 years has finally been freed. The 4.5-year-old bull elk had to be tranquilized and have its antlers removed, Colorado Parks and Wildlife officers said. It was the 4th attempt the officers had made within a week to free the tire from the elk's neck. It was tight removing it, said Scott Murdoch, one of the officers, and he also added, and I quote, "We would have preferred to cut the tire and leave the antlers for his writing activity, but officers were unable to cut through steel in the bead of the tire." Murdoch said the tire had also filled with pine needles and dirt, and it would have been a lot of weight to carry around continuously. The bull elk weighed more than 270 kilograms or 600 pounds. Murdoch also said he was actually amazed to see how good it looked after the tire had been removed. On that note, that is where I leave your 7 o'clock news headlines. I will be back on the top of the hour. G is standing by with another look at the sports headlines.
Thanks so much, Jamie. Let's start with football from last night. A limited number of vaccinated fans were allowed into the FNB Stadium as South Africa played Ethiopia in their crucial World Cup qualifier. So the game was significant off the field, of course, with fans allowed into the stadium for the first time since the start of the pandemic. Bafana beat the same opponents 3-1 in their previous meeting on Saturday and started the match certainly on the right foot and were rewarded as the visitors conceded an own goal as early as the 11th minute, and that proved to be enough for South Africa now top the group on 10 points. Then on to rugby. The schedule for the 2022 Sevens Series was released yesterday, with the season kicking off in Dubai next month with a double-header. The first event will be held behind closed doors, and that's from the 26th to the 27th of November, while the second will be in front of fans at the Sevens Arena between the 7th and 4th, or 3rd and 4th rather, of December. There are 10 men's and 7 women's tournaments as Spain and France also host events. The men's series ends in London on the 29th of May, with the focus after that shifting to the Commonwealth Games in July, and then obviously the World Cup down in Cape Town from the 9th to the 11th of September. Then on to the 15-man game, keeping it local though. South African Rugby has advised the Western Province Rugby Football Union that it is invoking its constitutional power to take administrative control of the union. So experienced former SA Rugby CEO Rian Oberholzer has been appointed as an administrator, and he will assume oversight of the union's affairs immediately. The union has been in financial and administrative turmoil in the last few years. Oberholzer's remit includes supervision of the operational affairs of Western Province Pty Limited, which manages the professional playing teams of the Stormers and obviously Western Province. Then on to more drama off the field, and definitely the unwanted kind in cricket. So Australia's Glenn Maxwell and Dan Christian have slammed online abusers following their side's exit from the IPL. Maxwell and Christian are a part of the star-studded Royal Challengers Bangalore, a shoo-in, I think many thought at the beginning of the season, to take the title, and of course captained by India's powerhouse captain Virat Kohli. But they crashed out of the tournament on Monday after losing to the Kolkata Knight Riders, and fans immediately took to social media to vent their anger soon after the game, even targeting Christian's pregnant partner on her Instagram page. Maxwell called the online abusers, and we quote, horrible people. Well, that's where we leave our sporting headlines for this hour. We'll touch on them again at 8. Right now, let's try and bring you a global weather perspective and see what the temperatures have in store here in sunny old SA.
Thanks a lot, G. I wish I could bring you good news first, but unfortunately it is not the case. The Greek holiday island of Crete has been hit by a 6.4 magnitude earthquake, the epicenter near the eastern tip. Some buildings were damaged and thousands of people were seen leaving their homes in panic. There have been no reports of casualties, and Greece's Institute of Geodynamics put the epicenter slightly further east in the sea and said it was a 6.3 quake. The Institute of Geodynamics put the epicenter 32 kilometers southeast of the eastern town of Zakros and said it was slightly deeper. Tremors were felt across several of the Dodecanese islands. Crete was hit last month by a 5.8 magnitude earthquake with only one loss of life and bad damage caused. The small church of Agios Nikolaos in Sitio was brought down in the latest tremor. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the citizens affected by this earthquake. Back on our own shores, our weather segment wouldn't be complete without showcasing some of you, the talented photographer, and of course your sunrise photos as well that have been added to the Expresso Facebook page. And let me start off in Margate, and Kobile Langazana captured this beautiful view overlooking the ocean just as the sky begins to lighten before the sun comes up. And then Ridwan Sneeman from Bonnievale shared this stunning view looking towards the mountains, showing off these pretty colors transforming the sky. Thank you so much for those. Let's keep it coming. It always puts a smile on our face and on those who do enjoy this segment on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And let's take a look at the temperatures across the country. It is a warmer day for you today, and I can tell you, Polokwane, you just set the tone, don't you? 14 is your minimum to a high of 32 degrees Celsius. Then we go higher with Bombela. 35 is the maximum from a minimum of 17. Pretoria 16 to 31 today. Johannesburg slightly cooler but still warm. 29 degrees Celsius is your max from a low of 15. Mahikeng 16 to 33 today. Klerksdorp 34 is your max from a low of 15. Kimberley 18 is what you wake up to a little later. 35 degrees Celsius. Bloemfontein also quite warm. 33 is your max from a low of 13. Richards Bay, I'm going to tell you now, you are not Dubai. 37 is your maximum temperature, 23 the low. Pietermaritzburg, same for you, 37 from a low of 19 this morning. Durban, a bit cooler, but still warm, 29, and that is from a low of 19. Mthatha, 20 to 38 today. East London, 18 to a nice temperate 25. Cradock, 37 from a low of 19. Gqeberha, 15 to 23. George, 14 to 23, one of the lower temperatures. Same for UK Town, 23, and that is 14 this morning. Worcester, you wake up to 11 degrees Celsius, peaking at 31. Sutherland, 6 to 29. And then Uppington, always warm on your side. Please stay hydrated. Sunscreen on. 38 is your max from a low of 15. That's a wrap of your temperatures, your sunrise photos, and weather news. I'll have another update for you in 1 hour's time. But the heat continues here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Stand by.
Certainly does.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Uppington, Mthatha, Pietermaritzburg coming
Cooking,
through.
bread and paper, cooking as well. I've got a little bit of a crush, I think, hey?
Do you?
That was such a good performance, man. But he's back with another 2. What? Why are you laughing at me?
Nothing, because I used to have a crush. But if I said that, then it would be weird.
Really?
But now you have a crush, so we both have a crush on bread and paper. Maybe you'll have a crush with him too, but more of him after this.
South Africa. It is time to rise up as we continue the fight against the spread of COVID-19. Whether it's following social distancing protocol or getting the vaccination, now is the time to show Mzansi how much you care. To celebrate and commemorate just how far we've come as a country, we want you to get up and dance. It's time for all South Africans, young and old, to share in the joy as we embark on a journey to a COVID-free world. For some, it will be a dance of remembrance, a dance of survival for others, and a dance of hope for many, but a dance of fun for all. Enter as an individual, as a family, or even colleagues. Get everyone involved. Follow our step-by-step tutorial and win.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for keeping it locked as we delve into the second hour of what has been an amazing show. And of course, a good time to be alive. I'm going to say it. The greatest wealth is health. It
Amen.
is. And wealth is also cool, but health is most important. And Koo are inspiring Mzansi to live healthier lives.
Color Your Plate is an exciting new cooking show gracing your screens on SABC2, where Mzansi's best home cooks will be challenged to put together their most nutritious and colourful dishes.
And Tabiso had a front row seat at the launch event to find out everything that's gone into creating this incredible show. It looks amazing.
There's some good news in TV land. Koo is encouraging Mzansi to be healthier through the launch of a brand new TV edutainment reality cooking show called Color Your Plate with Koo. They want us healthier, and they're launching it today and telling us all about it. And I'm here to find out all about it at the Simbali Lodge in Pretoria. Come with me. Edna, the day has finally arrived. We are launching Color Your Plate with Koo today. But I know that it's taken a lot of hard work and passion and purpose from your team. Tell us about this purpose that's led to the creation of this incredible show.
You know, the Koo purpose is really simple. We just want for people to have everyday nutrition that is accessible. And the beauty is all this nutrition is homegrown. It comes from local farmers because we believe in supporting farmers. And it tastes really great. So what more to actually have your 7 colors on a daily basis. People can watch the cooking show on SABC2 every Wednesday at 7:30. It's going to be magical, it's going to be educational, people are going to have lots of fun. So just come and learn and help us to find Mzansi's newest cooking style.
Now it's finally here. Color Your Plate with Koo. It's all the inspiring content, all of the color that we signed up for. But the idea has to have been born from somewhere. Where did it come from?
So, Tabiso, the reality as South Africans that we struggle with is that most South Africans don't consume enough fruit and vegetables. And the idea for us as a brand that's been part and parcel of meal times and meal moments in South Africa, we felt that it was our duty to make sure that we actually educate our consumers in understanding the importance of eating well.
As a brand, what are you hoping to achieve from this entire journey that you're taking us on?
It's really simple, Tabi. So I think the key thing for us is really just about changing one step at a time and changing consumer habits and making it easier for them to just understand that really just 3 vegetables and 2 foods a day. And that's all you need to require for your daily requirement.
Adley, this is a groundbreaking show in every sense of the word, but please take me through the structure of a Color Your Plate with Koo.
So we put out the call and South Africa answered. We had thousands and thousands of entries to be a part of the show, and we selected 50 unique contestants from across the country who are going to be competing on the show. Every week we'll see 5 new contestants enter in the kitchen to battle it out for a place in the finale.
The thing is, with a show like this, is that you expect there to be some drama, some suspense. Something tells me we're going to be sitting on the edge of our couches week in, week out, trying to see if our favorites are making it through. What can we expect from the episodes as they unfold?
So every week we challenge the contestants to hero one of our Koo products as part of their 5 a day. The caveat is we give them just an hour to color their plate. Come up with a meal that's good enough to serve to the judges in just 1 hour. We saw a lot of drama.
Arthur, it's finally happened. South Africans have a brand new TV show on our TV screens, and it's all the excitement at the moment. You must have had a lot of work to do with all of the entries coming in. What were you specifically looking for in the entries?
I looked for creativity, I looked for color on those plates, balance, but also meals that contestants can easily recreate at home at any time of the day or week.
Let me in on the behind the scenes. What were you most excited about, and what were you equally most surprised about?
For me, I just loved how, the contestants just embraced the whole concept of 5 a day, and they just recreated meals, also just bringing color into those. But also as judges, we had fun. I mean, the powerhouse Basi, but also the, renowned chef Ruben. It was just amazing to co-judge alongside them.
Right, Arthur. I mean, the colors, the look.
The smells, and I'm also looking forward to just an explosion of flavors.
The There's something really beautiful about Color Your Plate with Koo is not only will it live on our TV screens, but people like Kamu have already worked up lots of magic to make sure that we experience that on digital platforms as well. What are some of your grand plans, Kamu?
So one of the key things that we have to do is make sure we put it on the platforms where people are going to see it. And furthermore, how do we get people involved and get them to win as well, right? So you might not have entered the show to be a cooking star, but you might still want to get involved and send us images of how you use our products and also how you play around in your own kitchen and stand a chance to win your share of 5,000 Rand. Get in store and purchase your 3 Koo cans so you can enter. Another way to enter is through WhatsApp as well as the USSD elements if you do see that in store, and show us a bit of your skills, right? Because we know South Africans in general do love to cook, do love to spend time around with their families and friends. So it's a great opportunity to do that as well as win some money while you are cooking for your people.
The simplicity around the color your plate. The color of your plate is actually symbolizes the nutrients that you can actually get from the veggies. Like if you look at the beetroots, then you can have your green peas for greens, then you can have your baked beans, which offers you your high fiber and protein. So when you think color, just follow the colors that we offer you in our range, then you will know what to put on your plate.
Over there, color over there, color everywhere. This is it, setting the tone for what's to come on SABC2. This is Color Your Plate with Koo. Oh yes, smoke it up, give it color, give it life. The mood is set, my appetite is buzzing.
Just meeting ordinary South Africans that love cooking and passionate about cooking. So it brings the element of Ubuntu, which is what South Africa is about.
I'm so grateful that Koo was able to bring us some local flavor. You know, I want to see some chakalaka. I want to see some plates that I grew up having.
First of all, how hungry are you right
I'm
now?
starved. Honestly, that is such a cool show. I cannot wait to see it. Color Your Plate with Koo.
Absolutely beautiful stuff. Hopefully that's inspired you. If not, we've got a story and an individual that's going to do that right now.
Catch the first challenge on Color Your Plate with Koo, Wednesday evenings at 7:30 p.m. on SABC2, as 5 passionate foodies compete for a spot in the grand finale.
Today is all about baked beans.
You have 1 hour to color your plate.
This time is disappearing. I don't know where it's going.
I'm just so spoiled for choice and I'm enjoying it.
Who will be Mzansi's next cooking star on Color Your Plate with Koo, Wednesdays at 7:30 on SABC2.
And of course, last week we saw the start of a brand new cooking reality competition show called Color Your Plate with Koo. We are absolutely loving it. It's on SABC2, and we'll be getting to know the contestants a little better right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. This morning, we are joined by Natasha Botha, a contestant that we are seeing on tonight's exciting first challenge. Let's find out more about her inspiring personal story as well as her experience on the show. So please, can we give her a warm Feel Good?
Yes. Welcome, Natasha. Congratulations for making it onto the show. Good luck. I think it's going to get a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
What I love about this is it's taking, and I hate to use the word ordinary because I don't want to say you're just an ordinary person. I think you're an amazing person. But that's the whole vibe here, is it's not chefs, maybe not even foodies. It's ordinary people now stepping up and stepping out. But clearly there must be a love of food there.
Yeah.
Where did your love affair with food begin? And would you call yourself a foodie?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I'm a foodie of note. It started real Afrikaans family, you know, my mom always in the kitchen, stay-at-home mommy. And, you know, in those days, with a dad only income, there's not like you got all the ingredients. So my mom had to sort of improvise with everything she did. So I think it really triggered there where I always said my mom can make food out of nothing, a few ingredients. So it really all started there, observing. So I think I spent a lot of time in the kitchen, and it just becomes a passion, you know,
Your
being
DNA,
creative
yeah.
and living out your creativeness, yeah.
Well, you're going to get to do it now in front of millions of people
Yes.
on TV.
No pressure at all.
Yes.
But you've also, like I said, you have a very personal story, very inspiring one. You lost 50 kilograms, and this was all inspired by cookbooks from your mom's kitchen. Cookbooks from the 80s.
Really? Yes.
From the 80s. Tell us about that.
I brought them with, just to prove that it is a true story. Yeah, so I found them the other day. This is from 1987 and 1988.
It's the hair for me.
It's the hair, yeah.
Yeah. So look, Koo is a household brand. We all grew up with it. It's always been in your mom's cupboards. It's always been there. When you embark on such a journey where you know, okay, right, I need to lose some weight, you've got to rethink your whole way of how you look at food, because, you know, food is you've got to keep it real, but your Koo products have always been real. There's no added things to it. So it really is something that I still incorporate into all my dishes. All your legumes, all your beans, all of those things are really healthy. So it's become a big part of our diet, and how, you know, when I cook food, how I incorporate things like that. It's convenient as well, you know, it's always there. So
you might be the reason why they did this show. I mean, this is exactly what it's about. No, but you've built your, and it is. Food is a pathology. It's an emotion. It's not just about the enjoyment of it. It's another thing, cooking under pressure, and I've got a huge amount, because when we have to cook on air, something inevitably goes wrong. It
all the time.
I mean, it's a very different scenario to cooking at home. What prompted you to put yourself out there to do this show? Why did you enter Colour
It's a
Your
very
Plate?
funny story, because I never did. I didn't know I was entering a cooking competition. This was during the lockdown period. It was really, I was bored. I was playing a game on my phone, like Candy Crush or something, and this ad popped up, a Koo ad, saying send a picture of a plate that you made with Koo foods, and you can. And I thought, I can win a prize, you know. And I've got all the Koo products there, so I might as well send in a photo. And the next moment, someone phoned me and said, "You do realise that this is a cooking competition?" I'm like, "No, I did not realise that." But hey, what, you know, why not?
It's meant to be.
Yeah, just a nice experience. And I thought, it's fine, I'll enter. So when I was selected in the end, you know, it was obviously a whole lot of nerves and studying each and every single Koo product there is and what I can make with it. But that was fun.
Without giving away too much, because we are excited, episode 2 is airing. What can we expect? Because we get to see you, you know, be with Judge Lwazi Mvovo, which we absolutely love. Tell us a bit more about what we can expect.
Okay, to be quite honest, I can't tell you, because I can't remember anything of that day. I can't remember anything.
An adrenaline
It's a
blur.
yeah, it absolutely is. So for me, everything's going to be very new as well. In terms of Lwazi, I was chosen for exactly the correct episode. I'm a big rugby fan. My son plays rugby, and I'm that mom that runs with the...
Oh, you're a bit crazy, yeah. I'll be that dad, don't worry.
I'm
I'll
that
get
one
you,
that
I'll
runs
get
up
you.
and down with a ref on the field and shouting. So until they get to an age where they say, "Mom, please just keep quiet. Please just keep quiet."
No, I had a rugby mom as well, and I love it. Absolutely love it. One question.
Yes.
That's just one answer I'm looking for. Are you going to win this thing?
Yes, why not?
Why not? Are you going to enter? Why not? Are you going to win? Why not? She's got it down. Absolutely love the path that she's been on. And of course, we cannot wait to see what Natasha can do. She's in action tonight. And I can't wait to see how she colours her plate with Koo, with all the experience she's had with the products. I think she's got an edge here. Be sure to catch her on episode 2 of the brand new cooking reality competition show, Colour Your Plate with Koo. And that's this evening, 7:30 p.m. on SABC2.
Oh, you can make my day.
We love seeing rainbows. We do, especially in our bowls, because it means healthy, healthy, healthy. Rainbow slaw is a tasty and, yes, nutritious recipe. And today we are changing it up by making an indulgent, creamy bliss yogurt dressing for some extra decadence, healthy decadence. Actually, this is one of those rare occasions, tunes, that we can actually say that the indulgence is adding nutritional value. This has got all the colors. We're talking about color your plate previously. Color means nutrition. It means that you're getting all the right nutrients and vitamins in, but we don't want to skimp on the flavor.
Nope.
And with a salad, it's all about the texture for me. So what's going down?
We are at that time of the year where it's all about the battle of the slaws, because people feel like their slaw is better than the one person, and their slaw.
Are you a slawist? Are you a bit of a slawist?
I am a bit of a slawist.
Are you ready? Yeah.
I like to think that, you know, you can pack a lot into a slaw.
Yeah, and it's the perfect counterbalance, especially when you're eating a lot of meat and rich fatty things. A good slaw with its acidity, with it just cuts through all of that.
It does.
And this slaw is actually becoming a meal in itself. When you ramp it up with a bit of a dressing like this, there's a lot going in there. So
there's a lot.
What is happening? There's some spice going in there.
Right, let me add a bit more. I'm adding our Clover Bliss into here because a lot of people like this. A lot of people like to add mayo, and that's okay. That's allowed. But play with it. Use the flavors that you've got in your kitchen. If you've got this double thick yogurt, use that.
It's a delicious flavor profile. It's creamy, it's indulgent, and it's also healthy.
Yeah.
It really, there is a benefit for getting in the dairy as well, but this for me, like I say, it's like the acidity of it mixed with everything else. So what spices went into our mixture there?
Very simple. I just added some cayenne pepper. I added a bit of salt as well, and then now I'm just juicing a bit of our lemon. That I'm also going to put in
Working that lemon over, eh?
Just try my best, you know. All right, and I'm zesting the lemon here because we also want a bit of those zesty pieces in there. And then that's going to add a touch of flavor as well and bring up the flavors of the ingredients we've got in there. But we also need some spring onion and some avo, and I see them sitting right there next to you.
Yeah. How finely chopped, does it really matter?
It is completely up to you. I actually like to taste my spring onion when I have it in a salad. And I know a lot of people like to make it very thin and very fine. I like to taste it because it's got that flavor of the onion, but not too pungent, not too strong.
Completely, yeah.
So
it's a delicate, beautiful onion kind of addition.
The better. And you could also replace the spring onion or add more chives if you want. If you want all those oniony flavors as well, you could go as much as adding the red onion, you could add the normal yellow onion, you could add spring onion and chives, so make it a bit of a herbier.
And I think the red onion's nice because it's quite sweet. But I like that layer in the
All right, and for the fresher elements here, we've got our red and green slaw, cabbage, shredded cabbage. We've got some carrots, we've got some sweet corn and some green pepper. If you want to, you could actually deep fry this.
Is this going in now at this stage?
You can add it in now, yes. Luckily, because it's a slaw, it doesn't, there aren't any hot elements, so it's not going to get cooked or anything like that. And then we just toss it in our slaw. A lot of people like their slaw to be very runny. I don't know how you like yours.
I suppose so. I would say like middle of the road for me. I don't want it to be too runny, but yeah, I like a lot of sauce. I want it to, you know, I don't want it to be just all veg, all crunch and no sauce.
I agree with you. I agree with you. You have to have that texture, yes, from the ingredients in there. But I also want to slurp it up, man. Because if you're going to be eating it with a nice juicy steak on the braai, by the braai, if you're going to be having it in a bun with your, like a wors roll, you want to be able to, it has to sauce up your bun. So I want it to be nice and saucy over there. So I'm going to just toss this up. And one tip I'd like to give people, whenever you make a slaw, before you serve it, make sure you put it in the fridge to chill.
Yeah,
there's nothing worse than a room temperature slaw.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. Hot steak.
It has to be nice because it has to chill your palate. It has to chill your tongue because most probably everything else that you're going to have in there is going to be warm. And that is it, sir. We're done. I'm just going to toss up with a little bit of our avo, some on the inside and then some on the very top. And did you see how we managed to do all of that? We just did all of that in under 5 minutes, and that's
absolutely
our slaw
beautiful. And of course, we gave our slaw a slighter edge here with the use of our Clover Bliss double cream plain yogurt in this particular recipe. You are guaranteed, obviously, delicious flavors and a little bit of additional creamy indulgence. It's not only perfect for snacking in between, but you can also use it in so many dishes. And I think it's a great replacement for the mayo in this particular case. Great in a slaw, and it makes it nice and light. And I would say the slaw, as much as this is a great side dish, when you do it like this, the nutritional load and I suppose the enjoyment factor, this you could have as a main.
Definitely.
I can't believe you ruined it by putting coriander in it, but that notwithstanding.
I was trying to save enough for myself, Brad.
You know, so your lunch is sorted out. I love this. This is summer. This screams the change of season, jam-packed with nutrients, and of course it's going to be just so satisfying. Beautiful.
All for me.
Yay. If you want to find this, find it on expressoshow.com. I believe you put coriander in it. Have you...
With the creamy decadence of double cream bliss from Clover, yogurt has never been so irresistible.
Made with love by Clover.
It is a Wednesday. It is time for a workout. Now, besides being a singer and a songwriter, Brendan Paper also has a passion for fitness, as seen in his social media pictures all over, and we love to see it. But why not follow along as we go through today's routine as we focus on arms and abs? And joining us as well is coup contestant Natasha Botha, who recently upped her fitness game and lost 50 kilograms. I feel like that deserves a round of applause, everybody. I mean, Mama, you are killing the game. And I've seen both of your socials. Both of you are serious fitness people, but I'm going to be leading into something very quick, very easy that Mzansi can follow along as well. So, you good?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. You can actually sing for us as well, because I know this is going to be so easy for you. So if you want to be the backing tracks to our workout today, go ahead. And as always, I do encourage people, if you want to take off your t-shirt, it's absolutely fine, okay? Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah?
I still have a tan here, so...
It's fine. We love to see tans as well. Natasha, for you as well, you spoke so much about like your nutrition and incorporating good and whole foods like coup into your diet. How important was training for you as well?
Oh, very important. You can't uplift or maintain without the training. So I do train every day and I love it.
We love to see it. Okay, so for everyone at home, you're going to grab your weights. Of course, we are using our coup tins. These are about 500 grams, so half a kilo. Anyone can do it. You all have something like this in your home, so it's very easy. The first one we're going to do is a standing V raise. So legs spread out like in a V, and you are just going to lift your cans like this. Make sure that you're engaging that core, and we're going to go for 12. Remember to breathe in and out. Lifting up. And Brandon, if you want to sing, you're more than welcome to do it. We need a Gias here in studio as well. But keep lifting it up.
Wacht. Lift nog een bietjie.
Lig nog een bietjie, ons doen het so. I feel like that was the backup song as well. There we go. Perfect. So just again incorporating those arms, incorporating those cores. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to put our tin down and we are going to go onto the knees. So again, you can modify this if you want to do, we call it a lady push-up, but it's really not. It's just a modified version. Natasha's going to be doing that.
Ons kap hom straight.
Kap hom straight. We are going to be doing a V. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a diamond in the center. Remember, it's a push-up, so you want to push up off the ground. Use the ground to push yourself off. So ons kap het straight, mos?
Ons kap hom straight.
Kap hom straight. So we're going to be doing 12 of these, or as many as you can, and go down. Remember to keep that diamond and push up. Come on, Brendan, you can do it! Loving the form, pushing down and up. Use that ground and push up. How are we doing over there?
Yeah.
Loving it. And last one, and push up. Great, so that was the second exercise. And then, of course, we're gonna grab our tin again, and this one is going to be called the bicep curls. Now, I always laugh when I do this one because for some reason, whenever you're doing a bicep curls, I don't know if it's just me, but you have to do it with a facial expression like you are working out. So I want to see those facial expressions today as we do bicep curls. We're going to start with the right, bring it down, try not to swing it up, but make use of that arm and make sure that you can see those biceps curl.
This is too light.
Yeah. It's too light for you, right?
I can't do this.
But dude, luckily for us, you have a pretty face, so just stand there and make sure that it looks difficult, okay?
Make it look heavy.
Make it look heavy. Okay, this is where your facial expression comes in. Ja, net so. Doen dit vir ons. Daar sê man, daar sake, that looks so heavy. You look like you are breaking a sweat, okay? But of course, if you're like Brendan and you want to, just change it up a bit, you can use heavier weights, but of course, we're just trying to make sure that we're incorporating light weights if you are a beginner as well. And then the final one is going down again. And this one is called the Renegade. So again, make sure that those elbows and shoulders are aligned. You want to keep it here, and you are just going to bring this up. So it's a nice little row. Make sure the core is stable and pull it up. And you can do 12 of these, so 6 on each side. Lift it up. And 3 sets. Brendan is not even sweating.
No.
I mean, the ladies are like breathing a little bit. Natasha as well. Her fitness game is next level. And there you have it. Quick and easy, incorporating our cool cans. And you can do about 3 sets of that. And there you are. Your workout is done for this Wednesday. Give me an air high five. Air high five. Let us know what you thought of that Expresso Morning Show on S3. I think we should do another one for you. Simple as CBD should be.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. We're going to continue on our healthy tip this morning and hopefully inspire you to make some slightly healthier choices. We know that fruit and vegetables contain so many vitamins and minerals that are good for our health. In fact, vital. As we are celebrating Nutrition Week, we've got one of our favorites, Cindy Chinwilly's dietitian, in the studio to chat about how much fruit and veg you need to incorporate in your meal plan and how to present for fussy eaters, maybe for parents trying to get the kids involved. Cindy, always really good to connect with you, and I'm glad that we every week should be a focus on nutrition and balanced nutrition. We have covered this before. Fruit and veg, absolutely vital. How much is enough and why is it so important? Recap for us.
Yeah, so it's almost like a given. Like everyone knows they should eat more fruits and vegetables. And in fact, it's vegetables and then fruit because we should really be aiming for more veggies than fruit.
Fruits, yeah.
And so the general recommendation is 5 a day. We've all heard of 5 a day, but that's really the minimum. Research shows that even up to 9 portions a day is beneficial and more vegetables than fruit. And then diversity as well. So exactly what you were doing before with the rainbow slaw with lots of different colourful vegetables.
Why is that so important? Because colour seems to lead us. You say you eat with the eye, but there is a scientific backing behind that because we identify nutrition through colour.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. We eat with our eyes. So obviously if it's delicious and appealing, we want to eat it. So that's part of the trick as well. Make it beautiful. So that drab wilted, pale cabbage or whatever.
Shame, cabbage has got a bad rep, man. And cabbage is actually, do it in a slaw, then it's crunchy and it's great.
Yeah.
You want to get maximum bang for your buck. Are some better than others, and what are the ones that we should be focusing on?
So that's the trick, is not to try to focus on specifics. So like kale is fantastic, but so are all the others. So it's eating the rainbow.
Mix it up.
And it's the diversity that actually gives us the benefit, because then you're getting all sorts of different plant chemicals. We call them phytonutrients. And that's where all the antioxidants come in, all the different types of fibers come in, because what we're trying to do is feed the gut. Did you know your gut has I think it's 100 trillion different type of bacteria, microbial matter.
Wow.
And they all feed on the fiber that we eat. So obviously whole grains are important, and legumes and that, but fruits and vegetables give us additional amounts of fiber that are fuel for those gut bacteria. And the gut is the seat of our emotions,
It's the core,
immunity.
excuse the pun, but yeah,
so,
absolutely vital.
Very important.
One thing great in principle, and we know that this is something that we have to do, adults are fussy eaters, never mind the children, but what do we do in the case of fussy eaters? How do you recommend we get those veggies and fruit in under the radar?
So it starts from birth, really. So when you're starting on the weaning journey, start your babies on not just the sweet stuff, introduce the bitter stuff, so the green vegetables, to get their palates used to just that diversity of flavors, so they don't become fussy eaters, and don't make an issue of it. So if they reject it the first time, keep trying, they'll eventually come to it.
A little bit of persistence is key.
Exactly.
And I've learned something, mouthfeel and texture is also important. So it's not just about them getting used to the flavors, but they must get used to it. So let them hold it, let them grab the broccoli and wrestle with it.
It's going to be messy, but that's part of the journey. And then for kids, when they're a bit older, get them involved in the decision making. So don't force. Give them a choice. So say, would you like this vegetable, this vegetable, this vegetable, and then grow them, because they love seeing the creations come to life. And they pick them and then probably more willing to eat them.
They're invested in the outcome. I absolutely love that. Maybe to round off, some tips, because all of us want to do this, and I think we're maybe one choice away from eating a little bit better. Just one good choice once a day, maybe even. What tips do you have for all of us fussy eaters out there wanting to get more?
It's a bit of psychology. So I've done this with my family. I had this bag of easy peelers that no one wanted to eat. They were in the fridge, lovely, delicious, sweet, fresh. And I thought, well, I'm just going to put them on the kitchen counter. And guess what? Within the day, they were gone. So just by having them visually present, the family ate it, and they enjoyed it. They said, these are delicious. Why didn't you give it to us before? And I said, they were always there.
You're not allowed the fridge. If it's on the table, it's safe.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. And as I said, I think it just starts with making that one choice. Just look at your meal plan for today and how you can introduce one good veg, one good fruit. Lead with the vegetables, though. We want to get that phytonutrients is there to help, I think, our holistic health, but it starts with the gut. So give it a chance. And we want you to stand by, because Chef Clem is going to be making a beautiful and very nutritious salmon poke bowl, however you want to say it, with a rainbow of veggies, because we want the color beautiful to look at and delicious to eat for a very easy lunch.
So, as Graham mentioned, we've got a beautiful rainbow idea for you. And the thing is, you just heard that the rainbow is so important to cook with it. The beautiful nutrients that each one of those colors has for you, and have them all on the plate. Yes, man. So, this rainbow salmon bowl might take a bit of prep time, but believe us, when we say it'll be so worthwhile, eating the rainbow has never been more delicious with this one. And we're going to make you a rainbow salmon bowl. Some people call it a poke bowl, other people call it some different types of bowl. Either way, it's going to be a Chef Clem classic on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Chef Clem, let's go, man.
Science has proven
that food eaten out of a bowl
is
35% more delicious.
Really?
No, but I want to believe
it. But it does make sense. I feel like it should be a stat.
It should be.
Flat plate versus bowl.
Bowl
also,
all day.
I prefer eating with a spoon over a fork.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but when you eat with a spoon, there's something about it. Like you almost feel like you're getting in more nutrition per bite.
I like it. I agree. So bowl food for me in general, if I could have any meal and have it in a bowl, I'm happy. So let's talk about this. We're talking about seasonality and the fact that in South Africa, we are so lucky. Talking about rainbow.
Yeah.
our produce is so delicious and diverse, just like its people. Like, it's insane.
The Rainbow Nation, but with food as well.
Exactly. And the fact that we go through all the seasons, and you can eat so creatively throughout all those seasons, like you see right now. So the biggest thing about bowl food is texture.
Absolutely.
So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, I've got the jasmine coconut rice. Oh, these, I cannot get enough of them.
Okay, so this is my favorite one, by the way. So this is my favorite one. I have this with everything. If I make curries, even if the coconut doesn't work, I'm like, no, but I must have the coconut jasmine one. This is my favorite one.
Right.
Yeah.
Those chunks of coconut in there just make all the difference.
You see the little pops that kind of, it's aromatic too, so it's beautiful. So let's get into it. Now, what you've done?
You've
so
got that. Here's your bowl, so you can add that in there for me.
Thank you. So I'm going to start you with the bowl.
Yeah, and I've even used some stuff. Let's see, I've got some edamame beans. Okay, love edamame. Got some avo. I'll give you a knife now. Sugar snap peas, beetroot. Okay, the thing about, like I said, texture, you don't want to chop everything to be exactly the same size. You want to have some diversity in there.
Absolutely.
So, I'm not going to tell you what to do or how to do it. You can just put things together and make it look beautiful.
Okay.
But the one thing that I like about bowl food, especially this dish, is that you have everything kind of like, not mixed, everything kind of like next to each other, so you can see everything that's in the dish.
Exactly. Cool. That's why, I mean, I like just kind of preparing it in a certain way. I like shaping my rice too, so I'll do a smaller bowl.
Wow.
I'll give it the shape too, just kind of give it a bit of that sexiness on the plate, which is so cool.
Talking about sexy, I got some salmon. And
salmon is sexy.
It is the sexiest.
Right, it is.
Doesn't matter how you pronounce it. Salmon, salmon, whatever.
It doesn't matter, but
It's just
there's
gonna
a
be-
song that comes to mind, Salmon Name. It's got that thing to it. Oh, yes, man.
Okay, so a little bit of salt goes in there.
Beautiful.
Black and white sesame seeds. And I'm just going to toss it to coat it. It's going to create like a bit of a crust, okay? So again, sustainability is absolutely everything.
And salmon is a naturally oily fish, which means you don't have to like coat it with oil to make the stuff stick. You know what I'm saying?
No, exactly.
You just go straight in, which is great.
So I'm not even going to add any oil to the pan after that, what you just said.
Yes, no oil.
Because
Healthy.
Cindy will tell you, there's also some oil in the...
Listen to Cindy very carefully now.
Wow.
I want us to do the right thing here.
I also, when Cindy speaks, I just kind of like, And she's so like educational. I just zone in.
Like, but the thing
when,
is...
when we came to the kitchen, I forgot that I was actually supposed to cook because I was like still stuck on Cindy's, what you're saying.
Right, so while you do that, Cindy's also watching us right now, so we have to say the right things, okay? Colours and vegetables.
Colours and vegetables. Health.
It's like the principles here.
Nutrition.
That's lit. Okay, cool. So you're doing that. Anything else that I can help you with? So
Right, let's
I think
talk
my bowl, I've got my rice in there, so I can give it a cool design.
So, edamame beans can go in, and we can just start layering things up. I've got some radishes for you.
Edamame.
Nice and fresh. Some chili. Love chili in this one. So when it comes to salmon, I don't like cooking the salmon all the way through.
Yes.
I often just cook it one side, other side, and then take it off.
Okay.
You're gonna have a little bit of that texture difference. Then let's talk what else we got going.
Beautiful.
We got what I like about Woolies is a selection of dressings.
Yes.
So it's already done for us, which is amazing because if you prep everything before the time, and then when your guests come, you put the bowl together, and you got the dressing, everything done. I wouldn't put this bowl together ahead of time. I'd have all the components
I agree
ready.
with you because you never know. Sometimes the components might actually just have a bit of a conflict there. So, especially with the moisture of certain elements, I agree with you.
There we go.
With regard to that. So
there we go. Okay, so salmon's looking amazing.
Beautiful. Good to see.
And you know,
Smells good as well.
Another reason I don't like putting this bowl together is because when you have guests over, or you're cooking for your family, kind of like do a boulder bowl. Because I don't eat cucumber, but I know that my family loves it. So I would have it there for them to kind of bowl their own. Because they know, cucumber, no.
Yeah, no, I got you. Some of the things, and also, you know, when you get family over and you have salmon there, man, then why is it that their bowl is like sort of 4/5 of salmon?
Right.
And then like a little bit of the vegetable.
So...
Ooh, you eat lekker, man, salmon. And then, you know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get it.
So another, look how beautiful.
But you said I must do what I would do at home, so I'm going to do it like I do it at home.
Okay, that is very beautiful. So let's go. What else have you got there? You got some chili.
Yes.
How do you want your cucumbers sliced?
I would like it sliced. I like if I got the circles there already, then I want to go long ways with the cucumber.
So you want nice long
especially when you've got
pieces?
the snacking cucumbers there. I love those too. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful type of, you know, they're just easy to eat too. And it's quick and easy.
Do you get to eat in the studio booth on radio?
Oh my word! You know what? It's a problem for me because I don't ever get that chance. But either way, like I think it's just important for us to try and get the nutrition in where we can.
But I can imagine it's not going to be crunchy food because you'd be like,
no, I have to do mouthfuls as we go along.
Okay, I love it. Okay, how you doing there?
I'm
I've
doing
got
well.
I got your carrots, got your cucumber.
Thank you. I'm going to do that over there. Remember, we got a recap for you, just in case you missed any of our amazing steps that we went through here. So I just want to make sure that I prepare my woolworths.co.za. I just want to complete this for you. And of course, you can do it your own way, do your own style, your own types of sort of like, I mean, if you've got a little plating option for you, but I think the whole idea, get dramatic, plate it in front of your guests, or get them to plate it for themselves. Either way, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. There we go. That's me. Give it a drizzle for shizzle.
Wow, wow.
And that's how I would plate it. But it's over to you now. Do your thing, woolworths.co.za. And if you missed out on any of our steps between Chef Clem and I, here's a recap. There we go. And also, Cindy, I hope you're proud of us.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso. We're live in S3. Still so many things to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Before we get there, let's check in on the world. Here's your news with Jamie Lee.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wasey. The time now is 8 o'clock, time to have a final look at those news headlines. And I'll start with those national news headlines. The humanitarian organization Gift of the Givers will provide emergency assistance to residents of Wallisedene near Kraaifontein in Cape Town, where some 400 people were left homeless due to a fire yesterday. About 90 dwellings were destroyed, and a spokesperson for Gift of the Givers, Ali Sablé, said they would be in Wallisedene to determine what the assistance would be needed for the community. Sablé said they would also assist learners who had lost their school uniforms and books in the fire. And then the crippling strike by members of the Metal Workers Union, NUMSA, may soon be over. The union says it is examining the feedback from its members on a new salary offer. NUMSA members are demanding a general increase of 8% and employers are offering 4.4%. Employers submitted an improved offer to the union 3 days after the strike began last week, but it was kept quiet. NUMSA's spokesperson, Pakamile Hlubi, did not wish to confirm the new offer, but did not deny it either. And then on the international front, Moderna's planned vaccine factory in Africa could possibly be set up in South Africa, Rwanda or Senegal. The American medicine manufacturer has begun refining its search for suitable premises. Health experts say the three countries are being considered because of the available vaccine expertise and production and the interest in developing such an industry. Moderna said earlier that it wants to deliver an additional 1 billion doses of its COVID-19 vaccine to low-income countries next year, in addition to what has already been allocated. And then North Korea's leader has vowed to build an invincible military in the face of what he says are hostile policies from the United States. Kim Jong-un added that weapons development was for self-defense and not to start a war. He also made the comments at a rare defense exhibition flanked by a variety of large missiles. He accused the US of stoking tensions between North and South Korea, and meanwhile, South Korea recently tested its own submarine-launched weapon. And then finally, a further honor for a star fine wine performer. A Stellenbosch University viticulturist and researcher, Dr. Erna Blanquart, who was the first black woman to obtain a PhD in viticulture on the African continent, has notched up another amazing achievement. She has become one of only 2 recipients from across the world of the 2021 Taylor's Port Golden Vines Diversity Scholarships. The bursary, worth a staggering 55,000 British pounds, that's more than 1,100,000 rand, will enable her to follow the internationally renowned Master of Wine program of the Institute of Masters of Wine in the UK. The recipients were announced at the Golden Vines Award ceremony in London last weekend. Lead judge Jancis Robinson praised Blanquart as a stickler for the truth, and in all, 42 aspiring black and ethnic minority students from 23 countries applied for the Masters of Wine and Master Sommelier program scholarships, and the co-recipient of this huge scholarship is American lawyer Angela Scott, who is now based in New Zealand. On that note, that is where I wrap up your news headlines here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. G is standing by with a final look at the sports.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Let's start with football. A limited number of vaccinated fans were allowed into the FNB Stadium as South Africa played Ethiopia in their crucial World Cup qualifier yesterday. So the game was as significant off the field as on it, as fans were, yes, allowed into the stadium for the first time since the start of the pandemic. Bafana responded. They, of course, beat the same opponents 3-1 in their previous meeting on Saturday, and they started this match on the front foot and were rewarded as the visitors conceded an own goal as early as the 11th minute. That proved to be enough in the end as South Africa now progress. They are topping their group on 10 points. Then we throw a little further forward for rugby. The schedule for the 2022 Sevens Series was released yesterday, with the season kicking off in Dubai next month with a double-header. The first event will be held behind closed doors on the 26th and 27th of November, while the second will be in front of fans at the Sevens Arena, and that's between the 3rd and 4th of December. There are 10 men's and 7 women's tournaments as Spain and France also host events. The men's series ends in London on the 29th of May, with a focus after that then shifting to the Commonwealth Games in July and, of course, the World Cup down in Cape Town from the 9th to the 11th of September. Now, we stay off the field for 15-man rugby news now, as SA Rugby have advised the Western Province Rugby Football Union that it is invoking its constitutional power to take administrative control of the union. Experienced former SA Rugby CEO Rian Oberholzer has been appointed as an administrator who will now assume oversight of the union's affairs immediately. The union has been in financial and administrative turmoil in the last few years. Oberholzer's remit includes supervision of the operational affairs of Western Province Pty Limited that manages the professional playing teams of the Storm Stormers and obviously Western Province. Now we stay off the field for the worst kind of news, unfortunately, relating to cricket. Australia's Glenn Maxwell and Dan Christian have slammed online abusers following their side's exit from the IPL. So Maxwell and Christian are part of the star-studded Royal Challengers Bangalore, captained by India's captain Virat Kohli. They crashed out of the tournament on Monday, losing out to the Kolkata Knight Riders. Well, fans took to social media to vent their anger soon after the game, even targeting Christian's pregnant partner on her Instagram page. Maxwell has come out as calling the online abusers horrible people. Well, that's where we leave our sporting headlines for this Wednesday morning. Let's get one last take on the weather.
Let's do that, G, but let's start off with something very, very interesting, a somewhat slithery weather-related story. Now, did you know that snakes owe their success in nature part to the asteroid strike that wiped out the dinosaurs? The dinosaurs famously died out when an asteroid hit the Earth some 66 million years ago, triggering earthquakes, tsunamis, as well as wildfires, followed by a decade of darkness when ash clouds blocked out the sun. An estimated 76% of plants and animals disappeared, but snakes, like some other mammals, managed to cling to life. In a new study, scientists say a handful of surviving snake species were able to thrive in post-apocalyptic world by hiding around the ground and going long periods without food. So later, with little competition from other animals, they had a blank canvas to branch out along different evolutionary paths and across the world. Eventually, they evolved into the 3,000 or more species known today. It is a metaphor for taking a little bit of a break and evolving and, of course, doing your thing and slithering to your success. You are most welcome. Next, we move from news of the slithery kind to something a little lighter for you. Sunrise photos sent in by you, the amazing viewer. We started the morning with Avril Roberts-Retief from Muizenberg Beach, who is on a roll with stunning photos she has been sharing recently. Clive Payne from Mossel Bay shared this beautiful view overlooking the ocean in his area, looking towards the mountains in the distance. Kobile Langazana from Margate captured this beautiful view overlooking the ocean just as the sky begins to lighten before the sun comes up. And Ridwan Snyman from Bonnievale shared this stunning view looking towards the mountains, showing off these pretty colors, transforming that beautiful sky. I love it. The sunrise photos should be used for stock photos, and maybe you can make some money off them, but for now, send it to us, and we'd like to feature you on the Feel Good Breakfast Show. That's the Expresso Facebook page as we get into some of your temperatures from across the country. And to say that it's hot today is an understatement. Polokwane, let's start with you, 14, and you rise up to 32 degrees Celsius. Bombela, you top at 35 degrees Celsius from a low of 17. Pretoria this morning, you'll have a 16-degree morning. 31 a little later. Johannesburg, 15 up to 29. Mahikeng, 16 is where you start, but you rise steadily to 33 degrees Celsius. Klerksdorp, 15 to 34 today. Kimberley, 35 degrees, 18 this morning. Bloemfontein, 13 up to 33. A minimum of 23 degrees Celsius can be expected in Richards Bay, and believe it or not, 37 is your high. Pietermaritzburg, safe for you, 37 degrees Celsius from a low of 19. Durban, 19 and 29 today. Umtata, 20 up to 38. East London, 18 to 25. Craddock, 19, and you're up to 37. Gqeberha, you've got 15 this morning, 23 later. George, 14 to 23. Same for Cape Town, 14 to 23. Worcester, 11, but you're up to 31. Sutherland, you top at 29 from a low of 6. And then Uppington, your minimum is 15 degrees Celsius. Your maximum, 38 degrees Celsius. Summer is coming. That's a wrap-up of your weather details as well as your temperatures on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And stand by for some more heat. We've got more performances and more action right here on S3.
Yes, indeed. Brendan Paper is going to be performing just for you in just a moment. Then we're going to have a bit of fun and play Would You Rather.
Yeah.
We're going to put a scenario out there, and it's all about splitting the bill. Do you go even Steven, or does everyone pay their share? This is going to be divisive, I think.
We
this
are
is
going to be divided by that. But of course, Brendan Paper is still here, so we're going to put him in the kitchen with his chicken and spaghetti recipe, which is going to be made just for you. So stick around. We'll see you in a moment.
All right. It's fun, it's great. We're all making merriment and it's a joyous occasion. It's all fun and games until the bull arrives. Dun, dun, dun. We've all been there after a long night. Sometimes, the table is dedicated to splitting the bull. Yeah, we get that. And finding how much everyone earns becomes part of the process.
Oh, of course it does. Yeah.
We all want to kind of be cool when we're doing it. But what happens when this person says we should just split the bull evenly between us? And maybe you had like a fruit juice and they had 2 bottles of bubbly. Okay, time to find out how this is going to play out in another round of Would You Rather. Okay, so the scenario is this. You're out with your mates, everyone wants to split the bill, but you only had 1 drink. You didn't have the T-bone steak or the ribeye, the Wagyu.
The Wagyu,
The Wagyu. Would you, A, avoid the fuss and just split the bill, or B, be that guy, insist that you only pay your portion? Get out your calculator on your phone, a pen, roll out the slip and tick off what you have. Give a generous 9.5% tip because you're that kind of person. You can see I'm leaning towards that.
I know where you're going.
I'm a kind of I just split the bill. Like, I'm just that kind of guy. But then that can come back to bite you, man.
It will bite you. If you only had 1 drink. Now, this has happened to me before, and I'm sure it's happened to you. You know when your people are on the table, like, you work on TV, you'll be fine, type of thing. It's like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I would insist, if I only had 1 drink, I'd insist that I'd pay for 1 drink, and I would have no shame about it, because the thing is, you are enriched by the company. And that is the most important thing.
But I mean, everyone else should be like that as well. Like, they should be like, man, this guy's only had 1 drink. Let's not expect him to fork out.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's, so I would be that person, and I'd go totally, and I'd say, hey, you know what? I only had that 1 drink on the rocks, so I'm going to only pay for that. I don't think anybody can look at you.
It's embarrassing when you've got to take out your card for like 17 Rand.
But you see, that's the beautiful thing about the apps that you have here. I don't have to take out a card. I can take out, I can snap it, I can do whatever I need to do. And I think that's quite important. But I think it's important to find out exactly what you had to say about this particular scenario with Would You Rather. So a couple of comments coming through. Let's take a read. So Jeanette, let's start with you. This is something that needs to be decided upon before sitting down.
100%.
It can be unfair to the person who eats, drinks just a little, while others stuff their faces knowing that the bill will be split.
Oh, she's been burnt before.
You can tell this,
faces, eh?
Yeah.
While you sat there stuffing your face, all I had was a salad.
It's straight from the passive-aggressive dictionary. We saw it there. I'm just kidding. Don't worry. Okay, next up, let's go to Ruth Swartz. Rather not go out since I lost my job, but if we agree before we go out on the bill, then I don't mind actually splitting the bill. So I think what we're getting is a trend of actually agreeing prior to sitting down, because you know what happens? Once the drinks start to flow, some of the inhibitions go and some of the appropriateness goes as well.
Yeah, but the prenup is out the window with a couple of drinks, and you're like, nah, man, I got this, guys.
Yeah, I got
it. This is on.
This is my bill.
This is on Carl. He's in TV.
You see, but that's... Don't tell me that that's never happened to you, but it's fine. So, a couple, let's see, 1 more comment. Josephine, one of our faves. B, will only pay for my drink, #Expresso show is 3.
Yeah, definitively. Be clear, but I think that's the key thing. Be clear about it at the beginning. Have that prenup either way. Okay, don't use a meal as an opportunity to show off how rich or poor you are. Just chat with your mates. You're with your mates, after all,
That's
man.
the thing. And if they're already your friends, they will get it. They'll understand the fairness. A few more comments coming through. Let's go to Astrid over here. If I cannot afford to split a bill, play by the ice. Because somewhere out there, is iemand broke and can only afford 1 drink and water, I'm someone. Oh, so for now, it's B. There we go.
Oh, man, you kind of hit us in the feels with that one.
And then Yvonne saying, A, what if next time it will be me? And then Joan saying, I first thought A, but thinking about it, I'll go with B. I don't have money to throw away. Each person should pay for their own drink, fair and square.
Yeah, also, I suppose it depends on the size of the table and what's going down, you know? But if you're that person and you've ordered 2 bottles of bubbly, or the crayfish, or the Wagyu, come on, okay? Come on, let's just be responsible about this. Well, that could be a tricky one to navigate, but navigating your finances with yourself shouldn't be as tough. Managing your own finances should be simple. And if you're looking to build up your savings or maybe switch to a new account that suits your needs, your lifestyle, then simply visit nedbank.co.za or download the brilliant Nedbank Money app.
Indulge your desires
Be swept away by the fragrance of descent. Take the plunge into impulsive spending until you find yourself deeper and deeper, drowning in debt. In this world of temptation, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
We're back in the kitchen, and he will soon be a guest judge on Mzansi's newest cooking reality competition show, Colour Your Plate with Koo. But before then, we want to put singer and songwriter Brendan Paper's skills in the kitchen to the test. He's going to be whipping up one of his favorite simple, baie simple recipes, a spaghetti and chicken dish.
Course.
This is course, but I'm just like, where the food at though? Where the food at? Before we get into this, I wanted to ask you the question that we just asked now. Would you, if you were out with friends, would you just bought one drink, just give you 20 Rand for the drink, or would you split the bill with everybody?
I usually just get the whole bill. It's easier.
You're my new best friend.
I don't get a lot of time with my friends alone, so I like to treat them sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's best that you take them out, because inviting them over for dinner is a bit skeptical, because this is what you're cooking them, right?
Exactly.
So
not everyone likes simplicity.
So, okay, tell me the occasion that you'll be making this for, like if people are coming over, or what is the occasion that you'll be making this simple?
Definitely when people will come over, we usually have a braai and plankie steaks. We have a potjie, oxtail, but that's like veggies, everything inside of the potjie. But this is usually what I make myself when I'm home alone during the week.
For you, trompie and Macy, ne?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's enough carbs, it's enough protein, and the veggies and stuff I get in the morning. I usually drink a smoothie and stuff, so I eat very balanced, actually.
Very balanced indeed. And obviously being on the Colour My Plate with Koo competition, did you learn anything about colour and about plating? And I'm not being shady, I'm literally asking questions.
I actually think I didn't even learn anything. If I look at my abilities, my cooking abilities and my plating abilities, I don't think I learned anything
We'll
from
have to bring you back for another episode. Maybe you will learn on the next one. But take us through it. Take us through this recipe, because...
Okay.
Course.
Should I prepare it now?
Yes, you can prepare it now.
So actually, I usually start by just leveling out the chicken breast, and then usually a lot of salt, and then and pepper, obviously. And then I turn it around.
And so would this be for bulking season or throughout the season?
This is just like lean bulk for me. I mean, I'm skinny. My nature is skinny.
He's skinny, he says.
No, actually, I was very skinny when I was younger, so I started eating a lot more and a lot more balanced and stuff. So usually I just put the stove on small flames. My Afrikaans
jy
is
kan
baie
Afrikaans
beter.
praat, dis okay. Jy kan Afrikaans praat.
Okay, so ek sit die vlammetjies baie laag vir die begin, net om die olie so 'n bietjie warm te maak.
Nice and warm for sure.
En
that
dan,
is olive oil, of course, a great balance.
Obviously, ek net klaar hierso gesout en goed, so dan sit ek net die vlammetjies groter.
This is definitely a bachelor. You can see when you have a bachelor in the kitchen, because everything is simple, everything is basic, everything is, don't even know how to turn on the stove, but it's okay. It's the life that he chose for himself, okay? It's a rock star life. Being a singer and songwriter, I'm sure you don't have a lot of time to be cooking so many meals and incorporating everything, so I get it. I do get it. Again, I'm not judging you at all.
En ek dink baie van ons Afrikaanse mannetjies word maar bederf groot. Jy weet, ons mammas maak vir ons baie lekker kossies en dan raak ons lui. So eventueel as ons ouer word.
What do you think your mom would say about this? If you had to serve this for dinner, what do you think she would say?
My ma sal net sê, "Brendan, het ek jou niks geleer nie." Sê ma, nee, mamma het my niks geleer nie, mamma het net vir my gegee. So, ek sal die vlamme is nou lekker warm, die olie is ook redelik warm, so as hy sizzle dan weet jy
daar praat die potte, né?
En dan moet jy hom los, vir ten minste so 3 tot 4 minute. Sal nou kyk hoe lank.
Okay, so I'm gonna help you. I have mayonnaise here and we have some spaghetti. Am I just gonna put this in?
Ja, kappie mayo.
So, again, I just want to ask, like, not even a chili, not even a young broccoli.
Yes, chili is 'n goeie idee. Broccoli? Nie so goed nie.
Hoekom nie?
Ek dink vir nee.
Nee.
Net nee.
Okay, net nee. This is your recipe, so I'm not trying to change it. Okay, so we'll put that in. How
Daar
many?
is baie mayo. Maar gaan met hom,
Oh, is it too much?
just go with it.
Okay, we'll just go with it. I'm trying to spice up your life here, Brendan. Here we go. Who knows?
It's working.
Is it?
It's working.
Great. 6 ingredients. I'm not even sure if this is going to be an expressoshow.com. Actually, it is. Believe it or not, your recipe is going on our website, expressoshow.com. Wow, you have made it in life, and I feel like now your mom will definitely be proud because this is actually on a full-blown
And I don't think you
national
actually,
website.
you don't even need to put it on the website. People will remember it just by looking at this.
6 ingredients. That's all it took with this. Okay, so I got this in here, and then we're going to plate it up, and we're just going to put the breast on top, right?
On top, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I needed this bowl, but that's probably... can you pass me the tongs on? Because I'm going to teach you how to plate. I'm sure they taught you how to plate.
Teach me how to plate.
Okay, so this is aesthetically pleasing. There we go. That's all I know. That's how you do pasta. Does that tick your boxes? Does that look pretty cool?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I usually just eat it out of that bowl, but...
Or out of a paper plate, I'm sure.
I'm kidding.
He's not. I'm sure he's not.
I'm
Mama,
just kidding.
Please check up on your son. He's not okay. Please feed him. Please make sure that he's eating the correct food because we are worried about him. Luckily, he looks good, and so this is clearly working.
Mama,
how's
that was a grappie.
That was a grappie. How's the chicken looking? Is it ready?
It's almost ready.
Okay. I'm even too scared. Should I taste it? Do you think I should try?
I think you should just...
Not this one. I'll go try this one.
Yeah.
Yeah? Hi.
Ek hoor 'n bietjie mayo daar so, kan nie.
Okay. One word for this. Maybe it's 2 words. I don't know. Kosais.
Is that what comes to mind?
That's what comes to mind. But yeah, it's bulking season. Brendan's recipe is on expressoshow.com. Believe it or not, you can find your hands there. Interesting. Luckily, he has more skills on the stage, and he's going to be singing one more performance for us. Luckily, that's his talent.
Look at that. Kyk hoe perfek is dit. Huh?
Got the look? Brilliant. Now you can keep it, as Wall SA offers you the chance to win one of 10 Wall limited edition 18-karat gold-plated trimmer hampers to the value of 3,800 Rand each. To enter, reply to the daily competition post on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter or Instagram pages, answer the question and include the hashtag #WinWithWall in your answer. Competition closes Friday the 15th of October. Terms and conditions on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Now it is coming. Black Friday is almost upon us, and to provide a safer and I think more accessible Black Friday experience to all South Africans, Game is doing things a little differently this year. Ryle visited the Game store in Kenilworth Centre for more insight on their upcoming specials, and they are special.
Listen up, Mzansi, with Black Friday around the corner, you may be worried about missing out on some of those big deals, but fear not, because Game's Price Beat Promise has been extended for a month-long Black November promotion, and that means you're guaranteed some of the best prices around. So we're out here at Game Stores to find out more about the extended Black Friday promotion that's coming soon, what's on offer, and of course, I'm here to get my shop on. Let's get it. So Catherine, the store is absolutely buzzing, and Game has also just relaunched their Kenilworth branch, which we're at right now. The store looks amazing, but what can customers expect, and what new innovation has been incorporated here?
Oh, thanks so much, Ryle. So this shop here in Kenilworth is more than 20 years old. It's part of the community. The Kenilworth and the Cape Town community know it very well, and we have totally reimagined it. It's one of the strongest shops for appliances and TVs in the whole of South Africa. It's got a magnificent baby department, a beautiful new style essentials department with clothes, Games into clothes now. And as you can see, in the active sports wellness department, we just bring your gym home.
Now, I'm loving the fact that your staff members look like they're having the best party ever. But why exactly are they so excited for this relaunch, and how's that anticipation been for them?
Well, the Kenilworth people have been here for years and years, Ryle. I mean, more than 20. And this is the first time they've had a complete and total overhaul and revamp. So who wouldn't be massively excited with a completely new store?
So how exactly is Game reimagining Black Friday this year?
So Raul, we want to make sure that everybody gets a fair chance to come to a safe, stocked and comfortable shop the whole of November. So we've got Black November, and it's new deals each week. So customers need to watch the TV, the leaflet, digital, and listen out to the radio to hear what's going on, because it's new deals every week, and when it's gone, it's gone.
I think customers are going to enjoy the fact that they get to shop for the entire month, so they don't have to rush through that hustle and bustle just to capitalize on one day, and there's so much on offer. So how exactly will Game's Price Beat Promise month-long November Black Friday promotion work?
So we've had a Price Beat Promise for 51 years. We've never run it on Black November before, until this year. So for the first time ever in retail history, we will bring Price Beat into Black November. We believe so strongly that our deals, the merchants have brought in such magnificent deals that we will beat any price. So put us to the test.
So Game was actually South Africa's most Googled retailer in 2019. How do you plan on keeping this momentum going this year?
So we were in pole position in 2019 and last year as well. And if you Google us now, we'll be in pole position. We must give our customers thank yous for that, because they know that Game is the home of Black Friday. So they start to look for the deals from September, October, November. They're already searching. So it's really a big thank you from me to all of our customers that look for Black Friday, and they know Game's got it.
One of my favorite features, and especially the fact that I love fitness and health, is that they've got a huge selection of so much on offer in that department. And also you get to test your gear out before you purchase it. Just gives you peace of mind. So we're doing Black Friday differently this year with Games Price Beat Promise month-long Black November promotion, and it's guaranteeing shoppers some of the lowest prices around, taking place from the 1st to the 30th of November, and you do not want to miss out on this.
And Ryle is doing a slow-mo walk into a store near you. Congratulations to the Game family at Kenilworth, and forget about Black Friday. It's all about a Black November with Game. Get some of the best deals you will ever find. Right now, though, I'm signing up for this special offer, and it's just for you.
Special offer indeed, and we've got one of those for you on the Expresso stage. Now we're back here with singer-songwriter Brendan Paper. He's got another great performance lined up for us, and this one is going to get you all emotional. It's Op Jou Spoor. Enjoy.
Verlief op my, maar is nou verby. Die son het klaar gesak en die wolke kom sit teen die rand van my gekweste hart. Hier kom die donder weer, ek kan dit nie keer. Gaan na jou emmer sement en skep water om dit mee te meng. En vee al my krake.
My word, this guy has got pipes. That's why his surname is Piper. Just letting you know. And he's got some more action for you in your Feel Good Breakfast Show, I can guarantee you. In fact, in Afrikaans, jou voel goed ontbytprogram net hier op S3. Stay there.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Let's talk color. The recent Pantone Color of the Year brings energy and vitality to indoor and outdoor spaces. Now, it's a color synonymous with hope, with happiness and comfort. And I'm, of course, talking about the living color coral. Yes, it's trendy over here, over there, everywhere. And here to tell us more about it and why you should be introducing that color into your home is Editor-in-Chief at Modern Living, Danielle Weekly. So good to see you
good
again,
to see you
Danielle.
too. Thank you.
Wow.
I know.
Wow, coral is back. And for me personally, I hope that it's here to stay and it's going nowhere.
I think what I love about coral is the same thing that you do, which is that it lifts your mood, it can boost a color palette, a beautiful room. I mean, you can see I've kind of pulled it into a bedroom, which is maybe sometimes more of a sanctuary, but I think in summer, coral just gives it such a great pop.
And it really does bring a great energy into any space. What I really do appreciate is how you've styled this bed. I just want to be in it all day, every day.
There is work to be done. But the reason why you want to be in this bed, young man, is because this is beautifully soft, sustainably sourced cotton. It's really luxurious. These are lightweight throws, so they whip off your old wintry ones for something lightweight. The scatter cushions add a little bit of color and a little bit of indulgence to like a propped up bed.
Yes.
It's why you want to get in.
People underestimate the importance of styling your bed, but there are many tips and there are many tricks, and you know all of them. You know very well how to really style a bed and express one's personality and, I suppose, their aspirations through color and different items.
Well, that's it. I think that, I mean, my family probably hate me for the fact that I love styling a bed because it takes so much longer to make it up at the end. But I think what adds different layers to a bed is exactly that. Throws, scatter cushions, layering different prints. So I also like to mix and match. So have a beautiful floral with the striped side of the duvet. I love the different textures that come in these new scatter cushions. So this has got more of a velvety feel. This has got more of a woolen feel. The lightweight throws, as I say, a new favorite of mine. So great for summer.
Breathability.
Yeah, because the fleecy ones are brilliant and I love them and they're always a classic. But a lightweight tasseled throw is also a little bit of something special.
It really, really is, and you can do so much with it. Okay, what I do appreciate is that you've really been able to break up all the different textures, and you've done it so, so well, Danielle. What is the one thing people need to remember when trying to do that?
I think the thing is to mix prints and monochromes. So you don't have all prints. It's nice to have a bit of color blocking. That's why I love a scatter cushion. And I mean, I know if you're watching this show, you know I love a cushion.
Yes.
But it does end up breaking up colors and prints so brilliantly. So that's my trick.
I love this. Well, This bed looks like a dream destination.
Getting in.
And obviously, you know where I'm going with this. I'm about to either lay in it or sit on it. But I think before I do that, here's something to think about. You at home can create your own dream destination using the coral colorway. And it's special, it's trendy, it's in, and I hope it goes nowhere. From soft sunset shades to punchy tropical palettes, the pink-orange shade is life this season. It's all the life. Shop it at Woolworths. Available in-store, online, or you can get it on the Woolworths app. Oh, you're joining?
Oh, I'm joining.
Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. If you just stepped in, you're wondering what's going on. Well, I asked you a simple question a little earlier, and that was, we want to make your dishes. We want to cook them right here in this kitchen with this spatula on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And I wanted to go through just a couple of your comments on Expresso's Facebook page. Let's take a look. So, KG, first and foremost, a mixture of chicken, giblets, necks, and gizzard. That afal is what I'm here for. I'm ready for you. If you want us to cook that, we'll do that gladly. Chef Clem's got some recipes. We got you covered with that. Let's go on to the next one. Andy's saying, good morning. Mutton biryani. Do you know that I've been waiting to make biryani on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for ages? And I think that biryani for breakfast is perfectly fine. They both start, breakfast and biryani, with the same 3 letters. Think about that for a second. I love that. Right, moving along. Shireen saying, good morning to the team. Happy Wednesday. Chicken biryani. There it is again. Thank you. Beef and tomato breedy. I'm here for that. Pasta dishes. They are all a family favorite in my home. Have a super day, and this is with lots of love. I completely agree. I want to get those dishes, and even your recipes can be posted on the Expresso Facebook page, so post them on there, and who knows, you could be featured and possibly even here in our kitchen on your Feel Good Breakfast Show as we do something fantastic. When it comes to color and color palettes, not only on plates, you're going to need to look at this right now.
Having a defined color palette for your home may sound intimidating, but with some simple tips and guidelines, creating that dream look in your home may not be that difficult. We chat to interior designer Dylan Tomaz, a good friend of ours, on how to create a dream color palette for your home. As always, so good to have you with us.
Great to be here.
Dill, it's not just a colour, it's our emotion, it's how we feel, it's our personality. Okay. And it can be a little bit daunting, but I think this is a great time of the year for people to start exploring something new, introduce a new interior colour palette. So what is it, first of all? Talk us through it, and why is it so important?
Great question, and I think everybody wants change now, and I think for us it feels like we've missed a summer because of COVID, right? So everything's feeling light and bright. But the reason for a colour palette choice, which I think is really important in the end, is it really sets the tone for your home in what furniture you choose, how you put it together, and how the synopsis just becomes a beautiful environment which you really want to feel good in. So it's really important to look at how the base colour of the walls to the floors to the texture of the fabric that you use comes together from a tactility point of view.
So it's not just the paint on the walls, but it's the entire palette. I love that. Yeah.
Unfortunately, everyone doesn't have you as their best friend, but does
like you do.
like I do.
You can DM. Yeah, DMs are there.
Does one need an interior designer to, choose a color palette for you and for your home?
No, and I think that's the thing. Interior designers seem like a luxury, and it's really not, because I think in the end, how you feel in your home is so important, and I think we don't, now with COVID even more so, it gives emphasis on us being at home and how our homes need to reflect who we really are versus just we have a couch in our house kind of thing. So I think choose tonal colors. So if you go in with a cream color palette, make sure that you have a good base and that everything that you add to it almost matches it. It's not too extreme, and then add your pop of color here and there just to make it feel and come alive.
But I mean, if you wanted to go extreme and do something bold with like a big yellow wall, you could do that as well.
100%,
how you feel.
Yes, totally. But I think the key thing with that is that would be like an accent color. It wouldn't be the primary color, because I think if you feel happy today and you wanted yellow, that's great. But if you want something more calming like blue, you want to be able to change it as well, right? So you want to make sure that the color palette that you choose is neutral enough to support all the other colors that you want to add to the space.
Versatile, yeah.
That kind of feeds into what I wanted to ask, because it can be a bit intimidating and it can be a bit of a risk, like i.e. an accent wall in bright orange.
Sure.
For instance, you want to make sure that it's something that's going to stand the test of time. It's not just trend-driven,
right,
but it needs to kind of embody what you are comfortable with, and everyone is completely different. So what's the first step? Where do we start?
The first step is know what your style is. And if you don't know what your style is, go into Pinterest, put a couple of pictures together, and look at, when you look at, because I think this is the other thing, is like when you look at the imagery online, to make sure they all have the same tone of voice, so they all look similar, because you don't want this like really bad matric dance dress where it's like, do something simple and then stick to that, and then add the color and the texture to it. Like adding a pop of color from a scatter cushion point of view just lifts the room, but the couch is a neutral tone, makes it far more timeless, right? So you won't get tired of it. So it's about choosing that sort of thing. But definitely start with Pinterest, I think, and then make sure you keep it really simple, and then you slowly add to it.
Layers.
As an interior designer, what are some of those trendy color palettes you're seeing or maybe using right now?
For me, right now, just jewel tones. So adding those like deep burgundies and deep emerald greens and deep blues and stuff like that. Those right now is a really great way to add a pop of color, which is timeless and also quite sophisticated, that it won't date and won't feel like you've over-invested in something.
I love that. And I think bringing the outdoors in, I think a lot of us are feeling the need for that. We want those deep greens, something, the blues, things that are a bit more natural. But that's not saying something like a dark grey is a perfect sound. You've had to put a plant next to it and suddenly the green pops.
Look at you, you sound...
I'm learning, man.
Wow.
I'm learning. You can see I'm starting to build towards doing some major kind of changes in my own home, but I'm going to start there. I'm going to get onto Pinterest, have a look, see what resonates with me. And you must love it. Don't be trend-driven all the time. Make sure that you love it. You know what you like. Dylan, thank you so much, man. You're a legend.
Thank you.
Our own private, interior designer, it does help.
And of course, now that you know how to create a color palette and the dream look you want, all that is left is to go out and purchase your paint. Now, Plascon, together, we've got this.
Join Expresso this spring to stand a chance of winning a 4,000 Rand Plascon voucher weekly as we ask how you colour your life. Is it the cherry red in your ride, maybe the burst of new blues from your garden, or the sunsets and seascapes of a favourite getaway? Well, answer our weekly social media question and find the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. Then colour your life with 4,000 Rand paint vouchers to be won all spring on Expresso.
Get an insurance quote for your home or car and stand a chance to win one of 8 Samsung Galaxy S21 phones plus 100 gigs of Standard Bank mobile data for a year. To enter, SMS the keyword motor to 31492 to get a call back and quote, and you could be a winner.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. The last few minutes here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And we're back once more on the Expresso stage with Brendan Paper. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's not a chef, but he is serving us with his last long song for the morning called I'm on Fire. And who knows, maybe he will just show us his abs that's also on fire for the last few moments of the show. Here we go.
Is your daddy home? Did he go and leave you all alone? Oh no, I got a bad desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Tell me now, baby, is he good to you? Does he do all the things that I do? Oh no, I can take you higher. And dull, cut a 6 cents fell from the middle of my skull. At night I wake up with the sheets soaking wet and the freight train running through the middle of my head. Oh, you cool my desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, I'm on fire.
Yeehaw! Beautiful! Wow! Oh, so talented. Wow. He's on fire. You know that he's performing in Cape Town at this place called Heroes in Brackenfell. If you want to go check him out, there are still a couple of tickets available, not many. And he's been hiding a new single. Do you know that?
And they're sold out.
He's got, they're going to be sold out right now, exactly. And who knows? I think with Jamie Lee offering abs, it could have sold out faster, even though it's one of those things. But also, the new single, Devolve, is also out on streaming platforms. Please go check it out. Brendan Paper is amazing. In fact, Holden, I want you to come through, brother. Come through. With your guitar. Bring your guitar too.
I feel like you're using your guitar as a shield.
Yeah,
I feel
maybe.
like you're hiding behind your
I
guitar.
feel really awkward without it.
Yeah, man.
Man, you're amazing, eh? Honestly, you were incredible in every place but the kitchen today. Just
I'm glad you said it.
Maybe you should try my dish first.
I will.
Exactly.
I'm joking. It's this
the
one.
proof is in the pudding, man.
So you're really not going to do this? Because, I mean...
I'm really not going to do this.
And
come on.
Just so many people
There's people out there, like we have 2 minutes left, and I mean, people waited till the end of the show.
There's a few people that's sitting there who's going to have arc eyes after I take off my shirt.
Oh, my dad told me about that with the with the welding.
I tried.
It's going to be like a big spotlight. Just
instead of the abs,
they're not going to be able to see anything for the rest of the day.
You know that the Feel Good Breakfast Show, that jingle, the Feel Good Breakfast Show. Maybe you can do a Brendan Paper version of that on your guitar.
Paperize it.
What key is that?
It's in your key, the abs key.
It's my feel good breakfast show.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
You're on fire.
You are on fire.
You are on fire, dude. You are doing so well. You look so well. You seem really happy, which is the most important thing, man. I know, judging by the amount of emotion in your voice, clearly lockdown it's been heavy, man. I think for a lot of our artists, but so good to see you thriving. Thanks. I know it's not important to you, but keep winning awards. Keep making amazing tracks.
Thanks.
And keep the love going online because we love to stay connected, man. Thank you so much. And keep cooking, dude.
I will.
Keep it up, man. Don't laugh.
I think it's a hidden talent.
It is. It's
Very hidden. Very hidden.
Just need mayonnaise.
We'll see a bit more on Colour Your Plate tonight at 7:30 on SABC2. You can see this man back in the kitchen where he does have some skills, I promise you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all of you for joining us today for a very nutritional Wednesday. Hopefully you garnered some absolute gems from that. Never forget how much we love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Adios.
Nothing beats being free for breakfast with the team or having family brunches for life as it used to be. Made with love by Clover.